77.
What 11?
11-7.
The fuck is that number, bro? What the hell?
Oh, wait, I forgot.
A lot of cartoons when I was a child said 11 with such like power and such confidence that it almost sounded like a real number. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to leave you guys in on the stream. Do you want me to do that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fucking do it. Also, Xavier, if you could link the stream in the Discord.
Let me do that.
I'm sure this is very, very exciting information for all of our.
No one's here yet.
For the
Nobody watches the archive.
For the people who watch the archive, this is going to be super fascinating. I'm getting so many views off of this, you know.
What?
Huh?
For some reason, when I hit copy, it just copied the letter Q.
David, you're a
into the chat, so...
Stream your screen, but not Discord. Dude, what are you doing? Stream your entire screen. You're streaming Discord right now.
Oh. I love that. I love that for us.
What a fool.
What a cunt.
What a... You can't?
Genghis cunt.
Take 19 out of 243.
Day 19 out of 243.
That too. That too.
Hey, Kitness fans is here. How you doing, man?
Who?
There's people.
I don't like people.
Sorry, Katana.
Kitness fan? I think it's Katanas.
It is. No, I just said I completely misread the name.
Kitness?
I don't believe that people exist.
It could just be like Katniss from Hunger Games, but spelled
That's
really,
what I thought
really
it was.
wrong.
That's what I thought it was. But then I took another look at the name, and I realized I was a dumb poopy idiot.
Then you realize how wrong and silly and smelly you are. How hard you are to look at for everyone else.
I'm very
Oh god! It came out! It came out! Oh god!
What came out?
Katana from MK.
It came out!
She came out from
What
MK?
came out?
Good for her.
Yeah.
What came out?
Yo mama. And then David high-fives me.
Best girl. Let's take a minute to appreciate that, actually.
Who?
Who's best girl?
Which Mortal Kombat girl is best girl?
Katana.
Oh, it's
Luke
Melina.
Cage?
It's all the appeal of Melina. It's all the appeal of Katana, and then also she is cool for the monster fucker crowd.
Yeah, Xavier has a monster fucker fetish.
No, I don't want. Have you seen Venom? Have you seen him? Oh my god.
That's why he's your favorite character, dude.
No, I have not seen Venom. That's part of it. I do not want to see Venom. I have never seen Venom, and I never will see Venom.
Because they just said that Melina is not best girl. They also said what I said is Xavier has a monster girlfriend.
Very fine, Katana's fans. Maybe something tells me you're a little bit biased towards that particular character.
Well, somebody told me you're a little bit biased towards fucking Melina.
Yeah, because of her scary, fucked up face. It's radical.
Yeah.
It's cool. I like it.
It's very fuckable.
Well, not the mouth. Scary murder teeth.
Oh, okay, now he's changed his story.
I mean, you gotta just be careful. Like,
I don't got time for this.
it's like playing Operation where you can't touch the sides.
Oh my god. It's like that scene from Iron Man, but when you touch the sides, you're the one who gets hurt.
Yeah. Ah!
I think it's really funny how you and Katana's fan are like saying the complete opposite thing. Like you guys are on the complete like polar opposites of the same spectrum.
The fucked up face is like the best part. The scary teeth. Come on, dude. Come on. Are you kidding me, bro? David, you haven't tweeted the stream.
I haven't.
Yeah.
Huh. You better get on that. Give me 1 second.
This guy's stupid.
No, I'm not.
We are smart.
We are Venom. How do you feel about the new trailer? Let's talk about that.
Oh man, it looks so cool.
For what movie?
Little, what are they again?
What, the xenophages?
That's the one, yeah. I don't know where I got Rebus from.
From X-Men. The anti-mutant cyborgs.
That's what it is.
Yeah, no, I'm so in love with this trilogy. I love how this trilogy is so dedicated to like goofy-ass 90s Venom miniseries books. Because, like, the second movie was just like, here's, like, 3 or 4 of the ones that have Carnage in them at once. And that was how that movie played out. With, like, a touch of, like, the hunger a little bit. Not as dark, obviously. Like, maybe a little bit of some stuff from Carnage Axis, which was kind of neat. Because that was a much more recent story. But, yeah. Oh, you know, even a little bit of Maximum Carnage, which was nice, because I don't think that's ever going to get adapted in fucking anything, even as big of a comic event as it was.
Well, that's exactly the thing, right? I was going to get to that, this movie series is very self-aware about realizing the opportunity to, like, dive into these sort of comic book stories and characters outside of this movie series. Like, you can't have a, because, okay, everybody's like, ooh, let's have, like, Venom in a Spider-Man movie. Let's have him fight Spider-Man. Bro, that's been done. But you're never going to have a chance to have Venom fighting, like, Venom-only villains, you know? Like, that's never going to happen.
Like the Jury
I will be very
Patrick
sad
Mulligan.
if Venom never gets the chance to fight Madam Web.
Dude,
I would somehow feel like she'd be a little underprepared for that encounter.
I don't think that Madam Web, Morbius, and Venom are in the same universe.
But her web connects them all!
Morbius mentioned Venom in the trailer of his movie, but I think in the actual movie itself they took that line out.
Yeah, well, in the trailer they also mentioned that Tobey Maguire Spider-Man is a murderer. That never made it to the movie.
Yeah. They have a poster of Tobey Maguire Spider-Man on the back. Oh, but yeah, they have a poster of Tobey Maguire Spider-Man with murderer scrawled across it because they were just told, hey, it'll kind of go like coincide with what's going on in the MCU movies, but then the set designer were just like, got a Spider-Man picture and was like, okay, is this good? And they're like, yeah, whatever.
Loading screen.
I think they just seriously Googled a picture of Spider-Man at the time and then grabbed the first thing that popped up.
Yeah, it absolutely is just the like initial reveal poster for the Raimi suit in Spider-Man PS4.
Yeah,
it's just that. It's really funny. Also, we got some.
All right, we got the Goji Shay, evening,
Nerd
gents, and also Nerd Man. Hello, Nerd Man. We're talking about the Venom movies because I love the Venom 3 trailer. What?
Her web connects them all.
Her web? I still haven't seen
saying that to Xavier only, like as if I'm not in this fucking call either.
Well, you don't care
because I'm the one who doubts the hardest about her web connecting them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you doubt that? Hold on a minute. Let's talk about this. Why do you doubt that?
Yeah. Let's talk about
for some reason, I feel like her web just doesn't really connect them all. That's just the vibe like that.
The web has erectile dysfunction.
Kitana's fan says, please get David to read his chat so I can ask him annoying things. Okay.
Yeah, we'll read him.
You'll have to read the chat to me because I'm.
Okay, so he says, David,
we're playing
really cool people ramble about really cool shit. What do you think of the character you're playing?
What do you think of Carlos?
I think he's kind of a generic, like, tough guy archetype, but I like his design. I think he's cute.
He's hot. He's super hot.
Yeah.
Look at these fucking bisexual fuckers.
Shut up! Shut up! It's not. No! A little bit. Yep. Alright.
Bisexual? I don't like bicycles.
Yeah, David fucks bikes.
It's like that bike from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Which one?
Okay, so there's the season where Mac gets super jacked, and he actually in real life got super jacked because he got like the personal trainer from Magic Mike. And then they're like, how'd you get this jacked? And they go into his room, and he has no furniture in the entire room, but there's an exercise bike with a dildo on the seat. And every time you, like, spin one of the pedals on the bike, the dildo goes up, and then down, and then up. And he's like, oh, well, the point of the workout is that I'm trying to avoid being poked by that, so I'm biking faster and sitting up so it doesn't touch me. And they're like, okay, all right. But also, he's like the most jacked he's ever been.
Is this like before he came out as gay, or is this like while he's still in denial of it?
Before he came out. We're kind of like in the middle of that.
That's really funny, actually.
In terms of this character, I think he's okay. I don't know.
Carlos.
He doesn't have much depth to him, but you know, I like his hair. I don't really buy the sort of instant connection that they have with with him
Jill.
and Jill. I don't really buy their relationship. I don't think they had enough time to bond. But, like, he seems like a decent guy. I just don't get
They've talked for a total of 10 minutes for the past 2 days.
Well, like, no, the past evening.
Because
it's just taking place over this evening.
The Resident Evil 3 Classic did a much better job at, like, portraying their relationship, right?
Well, because I guess there's a little bit more downtime to talk in that one, but this one's, like, so fast. And so much has got to happen that they just don't really get to slow down for a second.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like this one's like the more like sped up, like super high octane. We got to keep going. We got to keep going. Yeah, the guy who voiced Carlos in this game was Jeff Shine, and he also played Chris in Resident Evil 8. He is also the voice of Captain America in the Avengers game that everyone loved so much. I thought he was good as Cap.
Love how I love how the whole voice acting industry is just like 5 people who always get work.
It's 5 people and then Troy Baker.
Yeah, Troy Baker.
Remember,
and, like, 5 friends.
Troy Baker said at like an awards ceremony once, where someone asked, he said, "People always ask me how to get into the voice acting industry. And my advice for you is to wait until me and Nolan North die." Which is pretty good.
Hey, Zach and Becky are here. How you guys doing?
Zach and Becky are friends! Oh my god, as soon as I said Avengers game, Zach appeared out of the walls like a ghost.
So I have 2 questions for you. Who is best boy and best girl in Resident Evil?
Okay, let me answer this one.
Yes.
Best boy is Leon.
Best boy is Leon, easily. Best girl is up for debate.
Because he's Leon. Best girl is, I want to say Jill Valentine.
I really like Claire, too.
Yeah, she's alright.
But I think
Ada?
Jill probably... Ada's alright. I don't know.
Jill is a fucking...
And I know that's shocking to hear from me. I know that's shocking to hear from me.
I thought that she'd be more interested, more to your taste.
Well, it's just her personality. I get tired of the cat and mouse, like, maybe I'll bang you, Leon. Haha, just kidding. I'm actually a terrorist, but I'm not. I'm actually a good guy. But am I a bad guy?
That's an
Secretly
accurate
on top
description,
of being
but
a
I've
good
never
guy.
thought to refer to her as a terrorist. That's really funny. Just pointing that out. It's like I am actually.
Well,
like
she
it's true.
fucking gave
100%.
Wesker the Las Plagas. That killed
No,
so many
absolutely.
people.
Absolutely, 100%. No, I agree with you, but I've never thought to call her that.
because of that bitch.
I've never thought to call her that, but like that's true. But it's just funny, like to just blatantly like point that out. Like,
She's not just a terrorist; she's a bioterrorist.
she's a
Bio
bioterrorist. with a heart of
slime.
gold. She's a bioterrorist with a heart of gold.
If I had an action figure, I'd want it to come with a barrel of bio slime.
What's bioslime?
Or you really would have loved the fucking 2007.
What about 2007?
Bio slime was big in the 90s, but in the mid 2000s it had a resurgence.
Yeah. Like every fucking toy came with a with the slime.
It was good for Ninja Turtles and Venom action figures. Everyone else did not need bio slime. Are we eating or something?
I'm eating.
I am too.
Nice.
What are you eating?
Your mom.
Katana's fans.
What character tropes in action annoy you most? Like in action movies? I'm assuming in like the action genre. I hate when.
I don't know.
And this is such a like. I don't know. I feel like they didn't do this anymore, but that's the only one I can think of. Is I hate when they go. Okay, I'm gonna list stuff things that come to mind, right? I hate when they go. We only have one bullet. We can't make this work. And then the character goes, "We only need one. That's all we need. We only need the one bullet. We only have one shot. One shot's all we need." Like that's so fucking stupid and generic.
Damn, that's a cool one though.
I hate it. It's overused. It's overdone. It's overused. It's dead. I also hate. It's like this is gonna work. How do you know? Because it has to. Like my brother in Christ. What the fuck? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. That is the dumbest shit ever. Because it has to. Like, stupid. I hate it. I'm also thinking of any more, and I don't know. I don't know if I can.
Oh, I hate, here's a really basic science thing, and another character goes, in English, please?
Okay, but that's not like an action, like, specific trope. That's just in general.
I know, but I hate that one. Also, every time a character is smart, they go, according to my calculations.
Yeah, according to my this or according to my that. It's like, alright, bro.
Specifically, according to my calculations, that one is so common that makes me want to fucking rip my teeth out. I hate it. I hate it. I hate
Okay,
according to my calculations.
I'll give you one.
I think if you've written according to my calculations for your smart guy character in your movie, I should break your thumb with a hammer.
Okay, I'll give you one. Here's one. It's when it's like a action comedy of any variety, and the action just stops dead for the characters to do. That just happened, or whatever joke they want to do
make
in
a
that
quip.
scene. Yeah.
Dude, the biggest fucking killer of Endgame is when
what I
Iron
hate.
died on a quip.
I am.
Thanos was like, "Oh, I'm inevitable. Ha ha ha! I'm gonna fucking kill you." Then you have like this realization of, "Oh,
Oh,
fuck."
that was cool. It was cool when he said
No,
Iron
it
Man.
wasn't.
That was
It
a callback.
absolutely wasn't. It was not cool. It was stupid and cringe. Just don't
cool.
say anything and then
I'll give
snap.
this
That
to
would have
William.
made it
It was
so much
poopy.
more hard hitting.
No, he was doing.
You have to fucking make him die on a quip. I'm Iron Man. Like, yeah, eat a dick, bro. We fucking know. That's not.
Yeah, David's not on the face cam, by the way.
Oh. Okay. cares?
Someone's Katana's fans asked me two things. Xavier, have you ever heard of Ninja Gaiden or Ryu Hayabusa? If not, what do you think is the best way to handle writing ninja character? I vaguely know about Ninja Gaiden. Never played it. Don't know anything about it. I don't know, ninja character. I mean, it could just be like any other character. It's a character, you know. Oh, and then also, why do you hate when characters fight when they're first meeting, even if they're on the same side? Well, okay, I know why they do it. Is because it's like it's part of the trope of a crossover. Is hey, we have these two characters who have these unique skill sets. It would be kind of cool to see how those skills fared against each other. It's you know like oh this guy's got really cool powers like fire powers, but this guy's got cool ice powers. You know, I want to see them fight a little bit. Not necessarily to see who would win, because you know you need both characters to survive the encounter to go on to the rest of the story.
The only
But just at the very least, because it's like a
the only exception I will give to this is Joss Whedon's Avengers, because the conflicts between those characters is earned based upon who the characters are.
Yeah.
Yeah, the conflict isn't just a quick, hey, who are you? Who are you? And then they start fighting. They actually have a reason to fight each other.
The 90s Spider-Man series actually did a pretty good one where Daredevil and Spider-Man fight for the first time. Because Daredevil thought that Spider-Man was working for, like, the Kingpin.
Oh yeah, Daredevil was trying to protect Peter Parker and thought Spider-Man was out to get Peter Parker, which is a great conflict.
Yeah. He's like, hey, I'm not doing anything. He's like, yeah, fuck you, tell that to
I won't let you hurt Peter Parker. And, like, that's really clever. That's cool. But, like, a lot of the time you get it, and then it's just the characters are just like, who are you, random guy? I don't know. Like, when Ben 10 meets Generator Rex, they just see that the other one looks like a weird monster and just start fighting because of that. Even though, like...
here. And disappointingly misquoted the Avengers. It's not take off, it's put on the suit. Let's go a few rounds. You fucking nerd. Also,
yeah, and Katana's fans brings up a good point. It is, like, it's intended to be harmless fan service, but the problem with how it's utilized is mostly that it just stops the story dead in its tracks just to get it out of the way. Like, they can't even come up with a good reason for them to fight. The story just stops, and it's like, alright, we gotta watch them do this, so that in a few seconds, one of them will say something to make the other one stop, and then they'll be like, wait a minute, we're on the same side, actually. It's like, okay, I get it, I've seen it a billion times, like, just get it over with, and it just seems like, when that happens, I'm just checking my watch, you know?
And the corollary to that is the other trope that I hate in, like, team-up movies, which is, okay, Batman vs. Superman is probably the best example of this, which is a misunderstanding that happens only because none of the characters talk like normal people would.
Oh yeah, that one's especially irritating. It's just, if we had an actual conversation for 2 seconds, this would all blow over, but instead, everyone's just gonna be like...
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say,
I love this monster design.
The entire premise is just that.
That's super
Yeah, that
cool.
whole movie is that.
It's so stupid.
Jesus Christ.
Now, what would be better is if they fight each other like halfway through the movie after they've been hanging out for a good long while, because Wolverine is just fucking tired of Deadpool talking and then just decides, I have to kill you. I have to kill you. Even if it's temporary, and I know it will be.
The only exception for the dumb, the biggest exception of the dumb trope of fighting because we're not talking, and this is the best exception, is the fight from They Live.
Oh.
Oh, that one was awesome.
I don't know if I've seen They Live.
Had
What's that one about?
Well, I don't want to spoil it because it's it's hard to talk about that without spoiling it. But
yeah,
that had a thematic purpose. Is that the idea behind that? Is that the lower class people spend so much time fighting each other that they end up like not fighting the people that they need to be fighting.
and also how trying to get people to realize what's really going on sometimes feels like a fight like that that's just fruitless and never
Just
ending.
feels like an endless struggle trying to explain to someone something that if they had just look, it would take them 2 seconds to understand, but they refuse to look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People say that fight is like pointless and doesn't like mean anything, and they're stupid and they don't understand movies.
Oh, dude, we were talking about the allies or team up, like people that team up fighting when they first meet each other. The best example of that, I don't know, maybe not, but one example I really like is from The Boys, when they're going to get Kimiko, like when they're first meeting her.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing is just set up for them to like team up and you know, kind of bring her into the group, but because she literally cannot speak, it's just one of those things where it's like the big misunderstanding cannot be cleared up with a conversation.
Yeah, because they literally cannot have a conversation.
They cannot communicate. Yeah. The fucking new season is dropping in like a day, right?
I hated it. I hated that fight in what's its name? I hated that fight in Batman vs Superman so much.
I thought the visual direction of it was really cool, but yeah, that whole thing's.
Well, because they didn't. Yeah, it's like
what makes it even worse too is that just upon rewatching it, they try to go for Lex Luthor sets them up. He manipulates Batman into thinking that Superman is really a bad guy that is putting on.
And that's like fine, but the way they handle it is really clumsy.
Yeah, it's like the way they handle it is so stupid because like the way that he does it is just by like Bruce Wayne getting sent this like newspaper clipping of the Wayne's like deaths. And then
Batman
fucking just like with red
Superman,
paint going,
that fight only
with red
works.
paint going, you murdered your family or some shit.
Yeah.
And like that was all it took for Bruce Wayne to just lose his shit.
It only works if both Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent have no communication skills and are complete psychopaths who get angry whenever anybody slights them in whatever way.
It only works.
But both of them are in that series, so that's why it happened.
Yeah.
I didn't kill those men if that's what they think. That scene still it makes me laugh so fucking hard. Is when he tackles that guy through a wall with his Superman strength, and then it cuts to the next scene of him going, I didn't kill those men. What did you do? Or did you hold your hand out and that's what kept hitting the wall?
I'm unconscious.
I guess he flew through the
knocked
wall
him
really
unconscious.
hard and stuck his hand out in front of himself, and that's what was exploding through the brick walls, so that the guy would feel the impact and get scared by that,
Okay, but
maybe.
the fucking rubble would still like penetrate his skull at the very least and kill him. Like this is the same level of absurdity.
Superman was holding him in
this is the same level of absurdity.
He's holding him in a way that kept him safe.
Let me speak. This is the same level of absurdity as in fucking Batman Arkham Knight when you run people over with the tank, and then
it tased them. Tasered them so they didn't die.
Ugh.
I love that.
I will forever be upset that everyone
It would have been
is
better if
willing
you just
to.
didn't like make a point to try and explain why they're not dead. Like it would have been better if I ran them over. Isn't that funny? It's a funny quirk. It makes it even worse when you try to like ground it and try to explain why this is a legitimate reason as to why they're not dead. Because you're trying to like ground something that just inherently is a completely ridiculous.
Is really
concept.
silly and ridiculous. Yeah, it's
But instead of just
non-lethally
letting it
hitting
be a
someone with
silly,
your car.
ridiculous thing, you trust the audience into thinking, okay, it's a gameplay thing, and that's why like you're completely sabotaging yourself by trying to like rationalize it.
Okay, here's what it is. All right, you add it when you hit someone with your car in that game. You add an animation of them writhing around on the ground, going, "Oh, he hit me," and then they pass out.
You could just also have them like jumping out of the way like automatically every time you.
Oh yeah, there's some games that do that. They'll have the NPCs just automatically jump out of the way if you get too close.
Because okay, they do that at times in the game, but it's only in like when certain conditions are met. Like it's not all the time where that happens. I would have made it so it happens all the time. Like it would have been goofy as fuck. But if you wanted like an explanation or a way to basically go, okay, Batman didn't kill these people. At least do that, so that visually you could see that he indeed did not hit them.
He's
it would have been
explaining getting hit by a car with, oh, there was a taser, though. It's like, well, that looks like it would be even worse, is I hit him with my car going like fucking 90 miles an hour,
you also
and then
tasered
he's
him, so-
electrocuted.
It's so dumb. And for the taser to be so powerful to where it just fucking, like, sends them flying, that's even worse. Because it isn't like a quick shock that knocks them out now, it's like lethal doses of electricity running through their body.
Like, I can see the arc of lightning flying off of him, like, it looked like he got struck by fucking lightning.
Yeah, it's so dumb. Oh, okay, somebody's talking about...
Everyone bitches about Batman v Superman making no sense. I think all of that energy should have been put towards also Arkham Knight for being a bad Batman story that's stupid and doesn't make sense.
I really think you, like, hit the nail on the head when you compared it to, Revenge of the Sith.
But yeah,
really
hold
cool
on.
fucking premise, and I would have loved to see this play out if it wasn't goofy. But it's goofy, unfortunately.
Well,
Misa
the
wants
problem
to give
with that...
emergency powers to the Chancellor of the Republic. Misa gonna stop fascism.
The problem
Completely got
with that is that you cannot criticize the Star Wars prequels anymore without someone who grew up with them going, but that's my childhood. Those movies are
grew up
good,
with them.
actually. You're only saying they're bad because of a Red Letter Media review that came out fucking 10 years after the movies did.
Listen, I grew up with those movies, and I loved them as a kid too. But then I tried to watch those movies a couple of years ago, and I fell asleep because they were boring as fuck.
You know what I also grew up with? I grew up with Batman Forever. You know what I think of that movie? I think it's fucking awesome.
Good for you.
You know what's weird is even as a kid I didn't really like those movies because I just felt like there were long stretches where there was like nothing going on but like talking, and they were a lot more boring than the original trilogy. Because those movies, I liked Luke Skywalker as a character more. I thought he was a cooler main character because I could be like, oh, I'm like Luke Skywalker, and there's like no character in the prequels that you can be like, oh, I'm like that guy as like a little kid. Because you can't be. I'm like Anakin, and it's like, well, his life is terrible, and he's a very angry, damaged person. Like he's not like a cool traditional hero character because he like kills people and screams a lot, and just has such a visible dark streak.
I hate him.
And then also, likewise, I didn't like the villains in the prequels as much because I was like, well, I just want Darth Vader. I think Darth Vader and Stormtroopers are cooler than the battle droids that are kind of silly and cringy because you keep saying Roger Roger and tripping on themselves. Or like
movies, I just completely.
I didn't think Count. Well, okay,
like,
as an
comedic
adult,
relief.
I can admit Christopher Lee is one of the coolest actors of our time. He's so fucking awesome. As a 5-year-old, I did not think Count Dooku was awesome.
I thought he was cool, but again, I thought everything was cool at the time.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think if those movies were not so concerned with what do you call it, like the fucking campiness and the comedic relief as much as they were. Like, Jar Jar Binks had no reason to exist. The funky little robots had no reason to be as goofy as they were. Like, if you took all of the goofiness kind of out of those movies and made them, like, a little bit more serious. I'm not saying don't make them goofy or funny at all. Like, obviously have some laughs, have some fun. But, like, fucking dial it down by, like, 75%, and I think those movies would be a lot more bearable to sit through. Especially considering the political gravitas that they're trying to, like, fucking talk about.
It's like
when you have a character like Jar Jar Binks,
George
all of that kind of
Lucas
goes out
is
the window.
trying somehow.
And at that point,
at
it's
the
like,
same
why
time,
even have any of those themes and any of those, like, plot points in the first place?
It's like George Lucas is somehow trying to make like a movie about how fascism, how a republic can descend into authoritarianism, but at the same time he's
You
also
sound like
making,
Jar Jar Binks.
he's also making
But he also
kids
wants it to be like a kiddie movie for
where
kids
where the cartoon rabbit steps in poop.
It's like, okay,
No,
but
it's
you can
okay
have-
for
you
Star
can
Wars
have-
to be
you can
like
have
a
these things, but
family
one or
movie.
the other.
But like, it's also hard to like make it like you know, when you have these hard-hitting political messages in a movie with a cartoon rabbit who steps in poop, but like not ironic, where it's like it's supposed to actually be a thing for the 5-year-olds in the audience to laugh at. I don't know. It's just a weird thematic tonal shift.
Yeah, I heard what I said.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you, bitch.
Time.
Some other expletive.
Poophead? Poophead?
Hey, okay, hold on, chill. Hey, relax. David, you don't gotta go that hard, okay? Hey, behave yourself, for
Put
fuck's
your
sake.
boner away. Put your boner away.
David, put it away.
Put it away.
Put it away, dude.
Clooney is not an underrated Batman actor. You know who is, though? Val fucking Kilmer. I love him in Batman Forever.
Okay.
I
Clooney
think
is
Batman
not
Forever
an
is overhated as fuck. I can get the
Diego
hate
says,
behind
I'm the
Batman
perfect
and Robin.
demographic for those prequels, and I still recognize they suck.
I don't
that.
like that you cut me off.
George Clooney is not a good Batman, and here's why. George
And
Clooney
here's why.
plays that whole movie way too straight. Except that movie is supposed to be an homage to 1960s Batman, and he's supposed to be having more fun.
He
he's
should have
just-
been more flamboyantly gay.
He's... Yes! Yes! He is boring and monotone in that whole movie, and you watch that movie and, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Uma Thurman, they know the movie that they're in. But
Oh, yeah.
Robin, the guy who played Robin, the guy who plays Alicia Silverstone, and George Clooney, all those people, they're just boring. And, like, in 60s Batman, Adam West, you know, he wasn't mugging for the camera, but he was doing a comedic performance, and he was giving the villain something to bounce off of. So,
He was matching the energy of the silly
Yes.
villains.
George Clooney
he
was
was
a
like-
bad villain because of that, because he could not match the energy, and that's
Of
why that
silly
movie...
ass villains. He was not trying
Yeah.
to. He was not trying to play ball with Arnold
And that's-
Schwarzenegger and Uma Thurman mugging at the camera and chewing the scenery. He was just
Yeah,
like,
and that's why
I'll
that
stop
movie
you.
doesn't work. That's why that movie doesn't work.
Oh, freeze, I'm Batman. I never leave the kid
I'm
without
Batman.
my credit card, Robin.
my bad credit
Boys
card.
and Ivy, I will fuck you. Actually, I will
I never
not.
leave
had
the
a
home
serious
without it.
lapse in judgment. Like, yeah, you're right. It's the same fucking tone. Dude, Val Kilmer had more fun with his performance.
Well, you know, if I were to guess, he's like the exact right age that he probably grew up with 60s Batman.
What, Val Kilmer?
Yeah,
Possibly.
that was
yeah,
probably
I mean,
Well,
the
also
show
my
that he watched
impression-
growing up, so I feel like that's more of like he understood the assignment because he was going for that, maybe.
Well, I haven't. Oh, I also, to
favorite
be
line in
fair,
that movie
I also haven't
is when-
watched the more current. I haven't watched the Val Kilmer Batman, but
you haven't.
my
really?
impression there is also that he's not trying to be as goofy in that one. It's not. It's more of a step between Burton and Adam West.
Yeah, and I think that's fine. I think you kind of need.
He's not matching Adam West's level of kookiness.
Yeah.
Like, okay, those movies are supposed to be within the same continuity as, like, Burton's movies, which is why, like, when Batman and Robin
I like
came
how
out,
the Flash
even when
later
Batman Forever came out, everybody
deconfirmed
was like, what
that.
the fuck is this? And I think that's why that movie gets so much hate, because it was just, like, thematically and tonally, it was such a, like...
Yeah, it's really
jarring
weird to
contrast.
follow up.
Yeah, but
Like
in
it's really
itself, like,
weird to follow up
fun.
like dark, serious Batman with silly Batman.
Yeah, but, like, for what it is, it's fun, and I think, in retrospect, like, I mean, I say in retrospect, but, like, even for what it is, I think it, like, you know, gets the tone pretty spot on. Like, it does a really good job of sort of being what it's supposed to be, which is, okay, it's those movies, but let's have a little bit more camp in that. I think it does it so well because there are so many, like, serious tones and serious themes and serious moments in that. But it also, like, manages to balance itself out with the fun, goofy, colorful, like, neon, like, vibes that it has. Like, dude, when fucking Robin steals the Batmobile and then he has to fight those, like, neon-looking, like, skull-faced motherfuckers. You know the scene?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, That's fun and goofy. And then like immediately after that, he has like a mental breakdown and starts beating the fuck out of Batman. I don't know. I like the movie.
I just
think it's
wish
really
Robin
cool.
was played by someone who was a little bit more age appropriate, because it's weird that they keep casting Dick Grayson with someone in their fucking 20s.
I never really cared. I thought it was really cool. I thought he was a really cool Robin. I thought his costume was really cool. I think his story was really
but the
cool.
character, he's supposed to be Batman's son, and that dynamic is weird when they meet, and Bruce Wayne is like 35, and the guy playing Robin is like 21.
I didn't mind it. I mean, I see what you're
bothers
saying,
me.
but I didn't mind it.
Because it's like such a crucial thing, is Robin is Batman's son. You know what? That's probably where all the gay jokes came from. Is the fact that the age gap between them is not nearly as big as it should be. No, that's what I'm saying. Is like, this is my ward. It's like,
So here's my fun fact for you of the day. The gay jokes. That's why we have Batgirl.
yes, the gay jokes caused Batgirl to happen.
Yeah.
We have to show that Batman and Robin have a case of the not gays. We need them a girl to hang out with.
Batman is not gay. He fucks Batgirl.
I mean, unfortunately, that's where that probably kind of what they were thinking at the time. It's so weird, is because Burt Ward and
then Bruce didn't take
Adam
that
West.
literally.
No, but Burt Ward and Adam West are the two straightest straight guys who ever straighted, because they fucked like 10,000 women on the set of that show.
All I wanted to know was what the documents were doing in your office in the first place.
Remember when Frank
Yes.
Gorshin and Adam West they went to the orgy and wouldn't break character? They decided to be Batman and the Riddler at the orgy, and it made everyone uncomfortable, and then they got kicked out.
Yeah.
That was great.
I find that very
I thought
funny.
Robin hanging out with laundry all like was the coolest shit ever when I was a kid. I thought it was too, but then like he started like fucking draining the wetness out of like his shirts and shit with his feet, and I thought that was cringe as fuck. I was like, this is cool, and then it got to that shot. I was like, I
Wait,
actually
what?
like-
Who?
Yeah, remember that? He like fucking wrapped like a towel around his leg, and then like fucking just
Who did?
Robin in Batman Forever.
I don't
Remember the scene
that
like
at
he's
all.
fucking like just trying to like doing his laundry, or like acrobatic like. You'll have to
I
look at
don't
this
know.
scene.
You know what? I have not seen those movies in so long.
I haven't seen them in ages either, but like I don't know. I remember these movies, you know.
I need to rewatch that whole series. You know what's weird? The Flash movie asserts that they're actually two different unrelated timelines. Because that movie goes, George Clooney Batman is not the same as Michael Keaton Batman.
Well, I also prefer to pretend that movie doesn't exist. So
Yeah.
I think everyone is pretending like that movie doesn't exist, to be honest.
I still remember the shot where they show Adam West Batman in their weird time portal thing, and he doesn't have fucking ears on his cowl. Like, you can't say, oh, they're just really short, they're hard to see. I swear to God, if you zoom in, they're just not there.
And bringing the truth to light, that I can restore some
That movie was
small
cringe.
shred of
Somebody was saying they like Robin Hood and Batman Forever. Dude, I like it too, and I think that's why.
suffering began.
Actually, no, I was gonna say. Let me rephrase what I was gonna say because I'm onto something. I was gonna say I
Okay.
think that was probably the inspiration for Robin's suit in Arkham
And they
City.
ordered my team to
Like, it has to
develop
be.
a vaccine, which we did.
Just look at the fucking thing. Like it has to be. It's the coolest shit ever, and I'm pretty sure they looked at it and was like, yeah, let's do that.
Stored underground. But those sons of bitches at the board, they want to destroy it. They don't want the world to know what they've done. So they're trying to erase all evidence that the virus ever existed.
Bless you.
No, I'm not a fool. I know they don't want me to...
God, you knew all along. And she trusted me anyway.
He realized he's working for the bad guy.
It's taking him a little bit longer than this. Or a little bit less time, I mean.
Katana's fans asked, "Hey Xavier, if you don't mind me asking, do you think the Spider-Man PS4 community, especially with its new faces with PS5, do you think the community is worsened than 2018?"
He does mind you asking.
All right, Joe. Hang tight.
Don't ask.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. I haven't really been paying attention or looking. I'm not in that community. I don't look at that community.
I'm gonna answer that because I've been taking a bit of a look.
I remember they were really shitty when I was in high school, and I stopped caring after a while.
I think the community was worse. I think it was worse in 2018, and that's because I think everybody was like getting so defensive about people being critical of the game, like unreasonably so.
A game that hadn't come out yet.
I don't know if it's gonna be Game of the Year. That sentence alone would have gotten you crucified online.
Oh yeah, which happened to David.
Saying anything negative against the company, not even negative, just like blatantly pointing out a fact. Oh, the companies don't really care about you as an individual; they just care about the money. Fucking like, right? It's like everybody knows that shit. Saying that though, would have gotten you crucified. And yeah, that shit fucking happened to David. Everybody was like basically witch hunting this motherfucker for that statement.
Hey, I know this corporation is nice to you on Twitter.
They just want the money, because that's like how they survive as a company.
It's kind of funny. It's like, hey, this company has good social media managers, but like, it's like
that does not mean that
who's paid like $10 an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. Sorry, I'm gonna have to murder
but I
you
think
today.
it was worse off at the time. And like back
I don't
in the
know.
day.
I don't know.
I think it's gotten a lot more chill now. I think it's funny. The community's gotten more chill, but Insomniac has kind of lost the plot. Because Spider-Man 2 took them 5 years, cost 3 times the budget of that first game, and they still were not able to create something that was really that much better than the first one. 3 times, like let that sink in. 3 times the budget.
Oh yeah, and no one could really tell you. The only thing I can point to as being a potential source of what the budget went into was just the size of the map, but otherwise nothing else in the game seems.
Gonna be okay, Joe.
For Spider-Man 2? Well, then no, it was like double the size. You can go to.
You have the extra boroughs, and let's just say that would cost about the same as it does in the first game. You still have like fucking like 2/3 of the budget to go. You know what I mean? So okay, you say
well, and then also like, half of that map is pre-existing assets from the first game. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Half of it, you didn't have to do the main chunk of the city. Now all you did was add to it and not redo it from scratch.
Add to it and replace like a building or two. Like that does not cost as much. Like it doesn't cost 3 times the budget. Like if anything, that would cost you about like what you would have budgeted out for the city in the first game, if not less, because 3/4 of the work is done, and the same like bugs and glitches are still present to what the first game had. So it's not like you went in and like improved everything. It's basically a copy and paste with some changes. So I don't understand what the fuck happened. Like it couldn't have been because of the gameplay, because it's like nigh indistinguishable. You have like a little bit more features here and there. The missions.
Well, they actually took some features away. Remember, because you don't have the gadget wheel anymore.
They don't have the gadget wheel anymore. They took some features away. They added like a few extra quality of life things. Some mechanics are new, like some are new, but it's very surface level shit.
Tyrell.
And then
What the hell happened?
like the fucking story isn't all that impressive. The missions are significantly shorter and lesser in quantity to the first game. Like you could have made that game on the budget that you made Miles Morales. Like I don't understand what the fuck happened.
That's only a day away.
Miles Morales was
There's
made
still people in this
in much less of a time
Uncle
span.
Sam gives a shit. Fuck.
And had more like content to it. Like you know what I mean? Like it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like what happened?
This.
Like what happened?
Better grab some
Man, my
beer.
keyboard just stopped working.
Sounds like there's a lot of them out there.
That's
The
amazing.
other thing,
So did
the
Insomniac,
other thing that I
apparently.
think about in terms of that specific situation is just like, well, in terms of like the original question, which was, do you think the community's in a different place? I think that when the first Spider-Man game, the new Spider-Man game was coming out, there hadn't been a Spider-Man game, or at least a good one, in several years. So there was a lot of pent-up interest, and people were really looking forward to that and really getting on that hype train. And I understand. I have bought into the hype train. So I get that. But now that we're in the year of our Lord 2024 and we've got a lot more superhero games than we did a few years ago, and most
You
of
know,
them
we have
haven't been
Suicide
that-
Squad.
and most of them haven't been that good.
Oh.
People aren't like as willing to jump down each other's throats to enforce that sort of toxic positivity because they're just not feeling that anymore.
I'm gonna try to lower the window shutters. The less entry points.
Another thing that kind of added to that is the fact that they didn't market the game at all. They had one trailer.
Keep them off me in the
Like they had,
meantime.
I say trailer. It's barely a trailer. It's just like a. It's not CG either. It is a funny thing. Like I fully believe that was gameplay, and that's how the game looked at the time, which is fucking crazy because when you compare the two, it
Oh
is.
boy, here we go.
Fuck you, no, it is. Like actually look at it.
No, it's here we go. He's gonna be on the fucking Skybox discussion now.
No, the fuck I'm not. Shut the fuck up. You don't know what I'm gonna say.
The materials and the
One
support are
trailer.
different. They ruined it.
Eat a dick. Listen.
All right, give me one.
Shut the fuck up. They released one trailer, right? That people were just like fucking talking about for the next 3 or 4 years. Like that was just the one thing. Marketed the game. Sorry, the marketing of the game was like non-existent. They had nothing going on for it. People were just going off of rumors and speculation for what the game would be, and just like overall generalized statements for like what improvements you can get. Like I remember at one point them going, "Yeah, we're gonna completely overhaul the swinging," but when you don't see what that looks like, you have so many different fucking ideas for that what could look like. Like people thought it was gonna be like Web of Shadows levels where you could just like fucking like crazy speed, just loop around, do whatever the fuck, like just go insane with it. Obviously it wasn't that. But we had nothing to go off of, no visuals or anything. So we had no fucking idea what any of this shit meant. So a lot of the hype was being speculated from basically nothing, and you had no trailers to like ground that. So when you got the final product, and it wasn't what you were expecting, people reasonably and rightfully got really fucking upset, because it's like, okay, well, you overhyped it. You said it was gonna be one thing, and expected us to imagine what that thing was, but didn't bother telling us whether or not that shit was reasonable or not. So the game comes out, and it's just the same game as the first game.
Well, you know, it's their
Like,
job
it's
to
obviously
hype it
gonna be
up. I don't
disappointing.
know if we can necessarily blame them for people, you know, imagining an unattainable
think we
thing
can
in
to
their
an
head.
extent. I think we can to an extent, because there's no reason why they couldn't release a fucking gameplay demo. Like, I don't know, all of the PlayStation showcases that like came and went when they just didn't present anything. Like they could have had an E3 2017-esque like fucking gameplay demo where they showed, okay, this is what the mechanics look like, this is what the game looks like this time around. They left it to the last second. They didn't even have like a Game Informer coverage.
You know what?
what if
And
we-
this is why Motive's Dead Space remake reigns supreme
gonna
as
bring
the best AAA game.
I was gonna bring that up.
Because
hate that
full
company.
transparency, here's a bunch of unfinished shit. We're still a year and a half out, but here's what we got so far. And they
was gonna-
showed you unfinished shit. And it was like, yeah, okay, cool.
I was gonna say, you jumped the gun. I was gonna say, companies need to normalize this, where they go, okay, this is what we have so far. What do you guys think? Here's how the system works now. Here's the web swinging. What do you guys think? And obviously, like
basically
within
just
reason,
like
taking it out and,
early
like,
access.
improve or like change or whatever. But fucking like let us know what's going on so that we're not surprised and like fucking sucker punch at the last second when it isn't what like you're telling us it was gonna be. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
because there's a
fucking
lot of
crazy. Like,
there's
you
a
put
lot
down
of
so
problems
many
with that
things
lately.
for
Is
But
they're
you did.
so cagey about information and so like, hey, we're gonna give like a CG trailer with no information in it and then not tell you anything for 3 years and then drop all the marketing in like the span of a week and then
You know why they do that? Do you know why they do that?
because they had nothing finished by then because
Because they're bad at their jobs. The
No, absolutely.
executives are
Okay,
bad at their jobs.
Zach is in chat saying PlayStation and Marvel being stupid with marketing. No, I don't think it's a PlayStation and Marvel thing. As a matter of fact, I think it is an Insomniac thing. Because I'm pretty sure, just going off of like how God of War was being marketed with all those, I'm pretty sure companies do have a say in how much they're comfortable showing off. I'm pretty sure Insomniac, and again, take this with a grain of salt, I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure Insomniac would have been like, okay, we're not going to show anything, like, we're not ready to show anything this time around. And obviously they would have said this like fucking Marvel and PlayStation or whatever, but like, I'm pretty sure the decision would have come from them. Because if, like, I don't know, dude, I think it's fucking crazy that the companies wouldn't have pushed for that, you know what I mean? But I also think that because the game being unfinished is solely like an Insomniac problem. Because Brian Intihar was on an interview going about how Sony was basically saying that the stuff that they had, with the time they had left, wasn't going to live up to the standard they were expecting. Like the standard that like they're expecting from their games to have. And then Brian was like, oh yeah, so I had to like quickly just jot out stuff that I'm going to cut out.
That was probably where a lot of the budget went. Is the budget probably went into mechanics and set pieces and like levels that just never came out.
Probably, but it's like
for the second game at least.
5 years where you couldn't like get that shit done. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, it's that.
It's like,
Okay,
where's
so
the time go? Where's the money go? You
I
could've
will.
gotten people to like fucking do this shit.
I
love
will.
what they're doing. It's like groundbreaking on me.
I will preambulate about. I will extemporate on my favorite show of all time to give you a counterexample, which is this: Babylon 5. So
yeah.
The problem with Insomniac and with a lot of these games in general is too much money and not enough planning. Because,
Facts.
you know,
Yeah,
because,
I agree.
so like, Babylon 5 is my favorite TV show, but like, JMS, the writer of this, he had this idea, and he thought, like, you know, a lot of the shows that I've worked on have a lot of waste. Because they build these sets and they do hire these actors for these plans that they have, but then they change the plans and then they have to build another sets, and that constant iterating process is super expensive. So I'm going to write down my plan from the beginning for a 5-year story, and we're going to save a bunch of money because I know exactly where this is going to end. So we're going to use every single thing that we paid for, and that's the problem. With Suicide Squad and with Insomniac, they have, you know, it made all the money in the world. So you can't. So it's okay to spend all the money making the sequel, even if you're not spending the money on what you should be spending your money on.
I think a lot of the budget went to that cancelled multiplayer Spider-Man game.
Yeah, it's like
And the fucking Venom game and like whatever the fuck else they were planning ahead of time. Like I don't think all the budget went to Spider-Man 2, because if it did, you wouldn't have that issue where so many things had to get cut out because you didn't have time. You had 5 years, you had all the time in the world.
no,
Well, it's probably that they were getting inundated with projects too, because they're working on 3 games simultaneously, kind of.
Okay,
like,
but this game, right, Spider-Man 2, just the game, that one project had 3 times the budget of that first game. That budget could have gone out to hiring more people to work on that game. Could have gone out to so many other things. Like, I don't think there's like a reasonable excuse as to why like it just didn't hit the mark that they were like striving for. And I really don't think it's a Sony
What's going on?
or a Marvel problem. I think it's an Insomniac problem, because I think
it's
the way
an
Sony games
industry-wide
work.
problem.
well,
I
the
think-
industry is going to crash soon.
No, absolutely. But I'm talking about this specifically because I think the way that Sony works and like does business with the companies that with the developers that they contract is, and again going off of like God of War, is they basically go, okay, this is the contract. You have 5 years to make this game. Do whatever the fuck you want, and then we're gonna have like, you know, like milestones or like checkpoints or whatever the fuck. We're gonna review the game and see what you have, and then see if it like, you know, hits the quality bar that we want. Because that's what they did for God of War. They basically said, do whatever the fuck you want with this property, just make it good. And it wasn't good initially. Like, they reviewed the game like, this is fucking atrocious. But they gave him a chance to like rectify it and make it better, and they did. And I think it wouldn't be reasonable, like logically, for that to be I think this is how it is all around. And I think that same way of making games would have had to apply to Insomniac. So I think Insomniac fumbling the bag isn't a producer thing. I think it's a them thing. I think they fucked up.
I got this last year.
So for that reason, I don't think it's like reasonable to blame like Disney or Sony, whatever the fuck. Like
The Sony?
I don't like the companies, but I don't think it's a fair assessment to say that it's a them problem.
Someone asked me what my favorite shows that are not related to comic books are in the chat, and
That's a fun question.
it is actually very difficult for me to answer that. I'm trying to think what shows do I like that are not comic book related.
I can think of a few non-comic book shows that I like. Well, Star Trek, obviously. Babylon 5, which is, awesome. What else? Okay, so does this G18 use the same type of ammo? Okay, good, okay. So I'll store the other guy.
You like Twisted Metal, Xavier?
Yeah,
Oh
I
yeah,
like
Twisted
that.
Metal's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's not related to a comic book. That's a video game.
Nope. It's a video game.
Let's see.
Let me go look at my DVD box set.
You
What
love
happened to
Always
the
Sunny in
children?
Philadelphia.
House.
Morning, sunshine.
He likes Sonic the
You saved my life.
Hedgehog, like Sharknado.
That was all Carlos. He carried
Criminal
you
Minds.
Let's see what else does he
Yeah.
love. He
Criminal
loves...
Minds, here from Miami.
Went underground. Bard stockpiled the vaccine.
Would you say Batman Beyond falls into? I mean, it's technically based off of a comic book character.
It's that's a comic
Wait,
book
did you see
thing.
the broadcast?
Okay.
Which
They're gonna
one?
blow the city sky
Batman
high.
Beyond.
I'm trying to get a hold of anyone with the
Ooh,
clearance.
Ben 10. Yeah, Ben 10's another one.
Leave this mess to him.
I'd say Ben
You know
10's
what?
comic
Let's
book
throw Ben
adjacent.
10 on a fucking technicality.
I say Ben 10's
Why?
comic book adjacent.
Guess I'm not talking you out of this.
Okay, but it's not based.
It's
off a
made by
comic
comic book people.
book. It doesn't matter. It didn't like stem from a comic book.
Okay, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, The Orville, Breaking Bad, Twisted Metal. Not related to comic books.
Wait, so when you say not related to comic books, is it
Mama's house.
like it isn't a comic book IP originally, or is in it's comic book adjacent?
I think both. Like,
No,
it's...
but like I'm asking the person who asked the question because it really depends.
Wait, no.
I'm sure there's, like, if I sat down and, like, looked at my fucking... like, my lists on Netflix and streaming stuff, I could probably find, like, a bunch of examples. It's just for right now, it's escaping me.
He also loves Star Trek more than anything
He
else.
loves Star
Shut up, nerd bitch.
He
I'll
will,
kill you. I will eat you alive.
Whenever we hang out, he insists.
Tear you to
He
pieces.
says-
I will...
He says, David, I want you to show me another great Star Trek episode, because that's all I love and all I care about.
That's really funny because Xavier doesn't even like need to say anything. David just like goes in and then just fucking puts it on without anyone really asking him to.
To be fair, I mostly did that just because I thought it was funny and I wanted to see how long it would take for somebody to notice.
Yeah, it's on the TV screen. How long? It doesn't take that much for someone to notice.
It depends on what everybody's doing when you're doing it. If it can be it can take a little bit. It can take a few minutes if everybody's distracted.
I was gonna say Transformers is cool, but Transformers started as a Marvel comic.
Okay, but it's not mainly associated with comics.
Yeah, I was also gonna say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but that's like a huge comic book thing.
Yeah.
What else do you love? And
I
you're
like The
obsessed
Haunting
with?
of Hill House.
That's a comic book right there.
Okay, I'm gonna go pull up my fucking streaming stuff and go look at my list.
I know
What do
his
I got
wife
here?
really loves watching K-dramas.
Yeah.
Looks like Nikolai's work.
Okay, what's in here?
Dun, 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 dun.
There's mostly movies in here.
Dude, the Halo show.
Yeah, he loves the Halo.
Like,
The only thing that he
says
loves
that in
more than the
public.
Halo show is
No,
the
okay. He
Resident
says that
Evil
in
show
public,
on
like, he makes
Netflix.
gagging noises when the Halo show is brought up, but like, I know under good authority that he actually likes that show.
I do too. I
I'm
was there
sorry
when
to
he was
burst the
watching it.
bubble with it, but like, I
This
don't
guy's a liar.
I'm not. You told me this.
This
You
guy's
told me
lying
this.
through his teeth.
Like, I actually like it.
Yeah, I was there. I was there when
Just
he told
yesterday.
this to Xavier. I was in
the
the room.
specificity of the lie made me laugh.
What else made you
Realizing
laugh
I don't like
besides
TV
this?
that much.
Yeah, it takes a while for me. It takes a lot for me to get really invested in a TV show.
I'm starting to
Outer-
realize I
Outer
think
Wi-
most TV
Outer
shows are
Range?
shit, actually.
Outer Range is good. Season 2 dropped recently. It's a really good season.
You saved my life.
I sure as shit didn't. That was all Carlos. He carried you here
Trying to
and
think what the
treated
fuck
you
else.
himself.
Better Call Saul.
Bastard.
Where is he?
It's a good one.
He went underground.
My
Large
God,
stockpile.
Okay.
my
Enough to
parents
get
and
the
my
citizen.
brother will
He thinks
not
he can do
shut
this
the
by
fuck
himself.
up
I'm
about
going after him.
Breaking
Wait,
Bad
did you
and
see
Better Call
broadcast?
Saul.
They're gonna make a
Man.
I like the Chucky
I'm trying to
TV
get a hold of
show.
someone, anyone
Yeah,
with
I watched
clearance
season
to
1.
stop
That
it.
was pretty good.
Leave this mess to him.
Oh, I like that one. That was good.
Are you excited for the Camp Crystal Lake TV show?
Right.
That's never coming out.
I'm not talking you out of this. The storage facility.
Ooh, The Evil Dead. I know you like that. That's not a comic book.
Ash versus Evil Dead. I enjoy Ash versus. Okay, so horror stuff is in my wheelhouse. That's stuff I like. I really like horror movies in general.
So I think you would enjoy this or laugh at this. I've discovered that I've had some character growth lately because the people at my job, they know me as like, oh yeah, you love horror, instead of as the Star Trek guy.
That's great. I'm so proud of you.
I think that's kind of funny how like how your tastes and what people know you for can change over time like that. I think that's funny. Interesting.
Oh, Diego brought up that show, The Patient. I wasn't satisfied with the ending of it, but otherwise it was very good. I feel like the ending kind of derailed a lot of my interest.
I haven't
My
watched a lot of
favorite
these in a while,
non-comic
but
book
I do
show-
enjoy. I do enjoy some. There was a show that I really enjoyed. Dark. That was super good. That's not a comic book.
Dude, I've been meaning to watch that.
That German time travel horror movie
Yeah.
show.
Okay,
That looks
the
great.
reason as to why I want to watch
I
it,
think
and it's
we
a funny
should sit
reason.
down and watch that sometime because I think you would like it.
Mike Tyson Mysteries is pretty fucking funny.
I was gonna
A
say,
lot of
there's
shows
no doc.
I'm also like trying to avoid mentioning animated shows for some reason, as if that matters. But I like a lot of animated shows.
Yeah. Animated shows can be good.
I guess for some reason, whenever people ask me what TV shows do you like, my brain goes to live action. But most of the TV I watch is animated.
This
I would
guy
say-
likes cartoons.
I fucking like cartoons. Cartoons are cool.
TV cartoon show.
Well, they are respectful of my time and get the story told in less than fucking 22 minutes instead of dragging it out a full season.
I like.
I would
okay,
much
so
rather
talking
watch
about
a
animated
Spider-Man cartoon that tells the story in 3 episodes max and each of them are 22 minutes than a fucking Punisher Netflix show where it takes 36 episodes for anything to fucking happen.
Okay,
Okay,
so
check this out though. Check this out though. If we're talking about animated shows, in other words, cartoon,
Cartoon.
Yeah,
then
babies.
anime is on the table because anime is just a Japanese word for cartoon, right? Any sensible, reasonable human being would agree.
Okay,
So none of
yes,
that bullshit,
I do agree with you. However,
it fucking is. So if we're including anime, the Death Note
I don't watch
is
a ton of
fucking
anime.
Brilliant.
Death Note's pretty good.
Death Note's
I
a
finished
fucking
that
So
one.
brilliant.
anime, you mean that type of show that's for babies? the type of content
Yeah.
that's for babies?
No, that's cartoons. See, David, there's a difference. One is
Anime
just
is for
cartoon
grown-ups and cartoons is for babies. If it's a serious
they
show
don't at all
on
mean the
Netflix,
same
they say a Netflix original anime. Even if not a single Japanese person came anywhere near the project the entire time, they'll call it
Oh
a
my God.
Netflix original anime.
Dude, you just reminded
I'm going
me.
after
Scott Pilgrim, the anime show.
They're gonna blow the
I
city.
haven't seen it.
Oh, it's really good. I like it. Have you seen the movie or read the book?
I've seen the movie.
Storage facilities underground.
I've not read the
Oh, wait,
comic.
but that is based on a comic book, actually. Wow.
That is based on.
Have you
No,
read
no,
the
no,
book?
no. Here's what it is. Scott Pilgrim is not based on a comic book. Scott Pilgrim is based on a graphic novel.
Yo, facts.
Yo, this guy's pulling shit out of. Holy
debate
shit! Oh my god, I don't know if we can top that.
They're not toys, they're figures, they're action figures.
They're action figures. It's not a toy. It's an action figure.
You know, it's kind of funny. I've been noticing, like,
It's a graphic novel.
What?
so, like, since I've been working in the library, I've kind of noticed that, like, it's kind of interesting how, like, we call comic books now mean, like, superhero books, and, like, if you do a comic book that's like a normal story that doesn't involve like Captain America or whatever, we call call it a graphic novel, even though it's not. It's the same thing. It's weird.
I can think of a bunch of comic books that have nothing to do with superheroes.
Yeah, but like, how do you? Why do we call it a comic book in this case, and why do we call it like a?
I think comic book is used slightly derogatorily.
They're
would
called
agree.
comic books, not drama books.
That's a comic book. Oh.
Remember when, what's his name, Joel Schumacher said that in defense of fucking Batman and Robin?
And ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah.
Baby, look at this player's name.
Zac Efron's dad. Why? I don't get that. Anna's playing Rise of the Ronin.
Nice.
Is that like a multiplayer game? Or
She just said, she looked at me and said, I'm gonna rise your Ronin. Nothing for the stream! Nothing for the stream! They're children! They don't know about that yet! As far as the internet knows, I'm a good little virgin boy.
Yeah, your virginity was secured in like 2016, dude.
Virginity secured.
Don't you
The
know
internet
YouTubers
can't
don't
know
have
that I'm-
Goes on a rant as to why River Shadows cannot possibly like exist, and then ends it with virginity. See, that's a pretty funny line.
It's a good
Don't
bit.
get a lot.
That's a good bit.
It's a good bit.
I don't think there was a lot of good bits in those early videos, but I think that one was funny.
Okay, so I have a question for you. Will I need the big explodey gun?
The rocket launch or the grenade launcher that you didn't
Grenade
get,
launcher.
or it's in
I
your
have
item
it.
box, right?
Yeah, I have it. But like, will I need
I don't
it?
think you'll need it just yet. Probably.
Okay, so like, I'm just going back through the hospital again, and I'm looting all the stuff that I wasn't able to loot as best boy Carlos because he didn't have the lockpick. So, but once I'm done with that, I'm gonna need to go back out and do that. I'm gonna need to go back down, and so I'm not
into
gonna
the
need
scary
it, like,
basement.
I'm not gonna need that in the scary basement, right? Because I want to save space in my inventory if I don't.
I don't think you're gonna need it right away.
But will I need it down in the scary basement?
Not right away, but there will be more item boxes.
Okay. So I'll be able to grab
You-
it when I need it later on in the story.
Yeah. Yes. Are you following what's going on in the story at all? Have we just talked over the entire game so far?
Yeah, I was just like not talking about it on the stream.
Oh, but so you are following this?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. All right.
I know that they found the vaccine and they're gonna
But also,
gonna-
they said that they're gonna nuke the city.
Yes, I saw that.
Okay, so now you have a ticking clock to get out of Raccoon City.
And get the vaccine.
Yeah, so you could vaccinate the other
medical
people.
for COVID. I think this game predicted COVID, guys.
Holy shit, you're
Guys,
right, bro.
This game. I think this game is in the Simpsons.
That's crazy, man. You've cracked the code.
Guys, I think this game is actually a Simpsons game because it predicted COVID.
A Simpsons, because the Simpsons predicts everything. They're the
Simpsons
Simpsons.
predict everything. Obviously.
And The Simpsons is the only thing that predicted other things.
Right, yeah, it isn't like, oh, let's do something that's really absurd, and then it just coincidentally happens in real life.
You know what I love is
It's not like when you have millions of fucking episodes about absurd shit, like, you'll eventually land on something that would actually happen.
When you have 500 episodes.
They have a fucking sidekick that, like, reads into the future and then knows exactly what's gonna happen, and that's coincidentally their writer. That's what
I actually love the example of that in comic books is, eventually every premise for a weird random one-off story in What If has a very genuine shot at becoming a real 616 canon book.
Yeah.
Like, there's a What If Jane Foster became Thor in the What If books, and that happened. Or like,
wasn't Spider-Girl a What If?
Kind of. Well, okay, there was multiple stories about Flash Thompson getting Spider-Man powers before he became Venom.
Yeah.
There's let me go look. There was a lot. I had like a list for a little while of what if stuff that eventually just like, yep, that happened.
I believe that. Is the Resident Evil series good? I don't rock with it. Like, what's worthwhile about the lore besides gameplay? Okay, Resident Evil is just a big, like, elaborate mystery. Like think of all your mystery, content. Like, ooh, whodunits and whatever. Resident Evil is just that. And it's really fucking cool. Because it's simultaneously an escape room, like a very elaborate escape room-esque kind of game. So you're going around trying to solve all these really cool, elaborate puzzles, while at the same time trying to, like, figure out and get, to the bottom of, like, a very elaborate conspiracy. It's super fucking... It's really cool. It's really engaging. It's really cool.
Okay,
if you haven't played it yet, I recommend it.
What if Hulk became an off-world warrior? And there's a Hulk becomes a barbarian, and it's basically, like, just what happened in Planet Hulk. What if Doctor Doom became a hero? Because eventually he became a heroic Iron Man ripoff. What if Elektra had not died? What if Phoenix had not died? Both those characters actually ended up being alive. What if Hulk had the brain of Bruce Banner? What if Spider-Man joined the Fantastic Four? Let's see. I'm looking at others.
What if the Fantastic Four were mutants?
What if Peter Parker had not wed Mary Jane?
Had not what, Mary Jane?
Had not wedded.
Yep. That's the biggest what if come true, though. I hate it.
What if Peter Parker's clone took over his life? Because back then they thought it died. They didn't know the clone was alive.
How did it take over his life?
Because he became Spider-Man and became like the lead character in the book for a little while.
Oh yeah. All these what ifs sound like they were just testing the waters. Yeah. What's really funny?
You know what I think it is that they're just trying to come up with stuff that's off the wall and weird, and then like when you have a story that's going on for so long that you want to shake up the status quo, eventually you just come to the same conclusion naturally of what would be a weird thing to do.
Well, I think
let's have Peter Parker living in the worst timeline. Let's have him be in the timeline where Parker Industries exists.
No.
It's a simple. It's just down to the fact that with any given character, there's only so many paths you can take. And if you write the same character for long enough without committing to saying, okay, we're gonna end it. This is the ending. We're done. If you don't do that, then you're eventually going to get to that point, one way or the other, with a what if or with a normal book.
Yeah, but then the fans are gonna have a sook about, ooh, Spider-Man isn't Peter Parker anymore. He's been replaced by a woman who's also his daughter. The woke left are taking over comic books.
See, look. The
Them
woke
damn
left
wokes.
Look, the woke left has taken over this game because I'm not playing as Carlos anymore.
Ah, the woke left. The liberal agenda.
The woke communist socialist left of Islam.
Yeah, it's very silly. But that's literally what it is, though. That's why they don't, they don't do that shit, is because people are just gonna have a sook about it.
Okay, so Jill, what's
Like,
her
Peter
profession?
Parker was my
What's her
favorite
job?
character. I can't believe I can't read him anymore. What,
What's her
you mean like
job?
reading the same fucking, like, 3 stories, like, retreaded? Like, it is
What's
just
Jill's
jingling
job?
keys in
What's
front
her
of people
job?
right now.
What's her employment?
What, who?
Jill, what does she do? What's her job?
She's a fucking police officer, bro.
Well, not really. She's like part of STARS, which is like a special operations. She's not a beat cop.
But she's still like a police officer, though.
So,
Yeah,
does
but it's, like,
ACAB include stars?
No, ACAB is everyone except Stars, except for the one person in Resident Evil 1. You know who. If you know, you know.
Yo mama.
He's also like the coolest character in the whole fucking series.
Does it become an ACAB
Brad!
sandwich?
Nah. I mean, technically, if getting thrown into the lava in a fucking pool of lava counts as that.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Don't talk about that.
We don't. Well, we do because it's 6 fun.
That's a spoiler.
It's a spoiler. It's a spoiler.
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 Why
Spoiler.
do they
I
call
doubt
it a
David's gonna
lift
catch on to what I'm
le-
talking about.
Why do they call it a lift lever and not an elevator lever? Is this game made by British people?
This game's
made
made
by
by
Japanese
Freeganers.
It's been made by
call
the
it a-
woke left. All those woke left Japanese people.
How did Jason come back to movies now that the Jason universe is a thing?
Ew, gross.
I
I,
don't know.
hate it
How did they
so
leave them
much.
White people don't say franchise anymore. They say universe.
Yeah, dude. Ugh.
I hate it so much. How do we know white people have been here? Cinematic universe.
Speaking of white people, I was on Twitter the
Nothing
other day.
could be a
and I was,
series
I
or
was
a
doom scrolling on Twitter.
franchise anymore. It has
I
to be a
was doom
world.
scrolling. Let me speak. I was doom scrolling on Twitter the other day, and I found this
You
video
do?
of like this dude, fucking just having like this rave set up in like just a tent, like middle of the day, and he was talking about like just fucking ranting through a sing song about like being late to work, and it was just like this crowd of white people, like fucking.
Oh
dancing to
yeah,
it. You know
the
the one
song was
right?
about being late for
white
work.
people rave. Fucking white people rave.
You're late for work. Who gives a fuck?
It's so stupid.
And then
He
the
gets so
Facebook
intense
ass
about
caption
this
was,
shit.
"I've got an old boss I could send this to."
And then me replying with a white people rave.
Everyone was mad at you for saying the truth.
For speaking the truth. They hated Jesus for speaking the truth. A white people rave.
So how much more in this game is there?
You're like at the very tail end of the guy.
You're in like the last major chunk. It's I mean, I don't know. It's still gonna be a little bit because this room's a bitch to get through.
Okay, we're talking about horror movie characters in the slasher genre. You know who does not deserve a comeback and should just remain dead forever and should have remained dead forever since, like, his fucking first or second movie?
Who?
Fucking Michael Myers. That motherfucker's
Oh.
movies are all the same, and I like, you've seen one, you've seen all of them. Oh, Michael Myers has to kill as a person. The person does not
Evil
know they are
dies
targeted by
tonight.
Michael Myers. The person runs away from Michael Myers. Michael Myers is about to kill person but kills person's friends instead, and other innocent bystanders. Person runs away but then is confronted by Michael Myers. Michael Myers about to kill person. Person kills Michael
And
Myers.
then Loomis shows up. Ah, he's the ultimate incarnation of evil. I will stop
And then
him.
Michael
do not
Myers
worry.
fucking disappears, and oh my god, he is not actually dead. Sequel,
He was the
baby.
booger man.
Ugh, it's so stupid. I fucking hate it.
I must admit,
We were trying to marathon them, and you started getting mad.
I was like, dude, it's just the same fucking movie. What's different?
Well, I think the thing about those movies, the Halloween movies, is that it drew on some very specific fears on like a very specific time in American culture, which was like the late 70s, early 80s, the stranger danger
With the rise of
pandemic,
serial killers.
and like suburban paranoia about like people coming in and invading their neighborhoods and all that stuff. And it works, it's fine, but we don't need any more of that. I think in the same way, I would say The Exorcist also does not work, because The Exorcist works. I mean, first of all, in a post-Exorcist world, everybody knows about exorcisms, and secondly, it's this. We don't live in as religious of a society as we used to, so the whole sort of fear of like evil that you can't really deal with doesn't really exist anymore. So that's my sort of take on these like horror movie icons, is that they're all made in
Product of their
specific
time.
times, and they all
Yeah.
speak to specific cultural fears. You can't make an 80s horror movie in 2020, nor should you.
If you do, you gotta reinvent it in a weird way, which is why I
Yeah.
like that new movie, In a Violent Nature. I think that movie's great, because that movie is essentially a nature documentary if the animal that was the subject was Jason Voorhees. Because the whole movie is following around a Jason Voorhees-esque killer from his perspective, and it's very matter-of-fact. It has no music in the whole movie, and it's like just a lot of downtime of just walking through the woods following this weird creature as it stalks around killing people. And you're not supposed to know why or really understand motives. They only kind of barely go into it. And it's ultimately the movie's kind of conclusion is, it doesn't matter. This is just its nature. This creature runs around and kills people just because that's what it does. Just like any other animal, just that's its behavior that it developed, and that's what it does.
Like, sometimes there's not anything more to a serial killer than wanting to kill.
Well, because the movie treats the killer in that one like an animal. Like, it's just it's just a violent animal that, and this is its nature. It's not killing to survive. It's not killing for revenge. It is just killing because it kills.
I want to see a Slenderman movie like that, and I'm very sad that we haven't gotten one yet. Fucking
We did get a Slenderman movie, and it was so good. I don't see why we
that
need any
franchise
more.
up with that movie. Slenderman's a sick fucking character, and if you did him properly, it would have been like it'd be really cool.
But didn't we already get a really good Slenderman movie? Why do we need another one?
It was so good, I wanted to kill myself.
Because you realized you'd peaked. That was it. That was the best movie that you'd ever seen in your life. You didn't ever need to see another.
That's it. My life was over.
You never need to see another movie after this.
Yeah.
You don't need to experience anything else. You've run the full gamut of human experience. You've done it.
Once
This is all you needed.
You can't unsee him.
We've done it, boys. Time to go home.
The last line of that movie, the hit cinematic experience known as Slenderman, the last line of that is, you know,
What? That's it?
That's it. No, I mean, okay, well,
You know?
it's a whole speech, but it ends with,
You know?
You know?
You know what I mean?
He spreads like a virus, and it's like his influence is also spreading the more that you spread it around, you know? Or some shit like that. I don't fucking
Thanks,
know. I just remember
Sony. I
laughing my
love
ass off.
That reminds me of when I was doing my Batman spiel, and I go, you know what I mean? It cuts to Dave, and
That's
he's gone.
literally how it ends!
You know what I mean? He's not there anymore.
Diego, that Slenderman movie was
damn
fucking...
it.
You know what? Yeah, it was really good, dude. You should watch it. You should watch the Slenderman movie, Diego.
Oh, God. You should just watch Marble Hornets and go home.
You should watch... No, Marble Hornets is bad compared to the movie, I think.
Shut up! Oh my God! Why are you setting him up for failure like this?
Better, dude. I think the movie's so much better, man. Just watch it.
Oh my God! I've never seen someone so intent on killing an innocent person before.
Nah, don't watch Marble Hornets. It wasn't the thing that really popularized and informed Slenderman. It's the movie. The movie did. You should watch it.
You gotta love how that web series created like 90% of Slenderman's lore
It
and
informed
behaviors.
so much about the character because before that it was just a series of fucking images.
Well, yeah, it was
That's
just
cool.
him standing
That's
around
cool.
in the background of stuff. All of the gameplay mechanics were based on episodes of Marble Hornets.
Dude, the game itself, like the 8 pages, is based off of
Scenes
the-
from
the
that
thing.
show.
Yeah, like it's based
Like
off the
specific-
show. It is
Like
a video
specific
game adaptation of the
locations
show,
in the
really.
game are from the like places that they filmed at.
Yeah, yeah. The idea of the notes that was from the show. The idea of like fucking collecting notes that was
proxy.
from the show. The static was from the show. Like so much of what you associate
The
with
kind of
Slenderman
found
was from
footage
that show.
angle of it.
Yeah, it's from the show.
What about the
And then
shop,
Son of the Arrival
static
was
shop?
actually a sequel to that, and it was written by the same guys that wrote Marble Hornets.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You got to make it kind of like a pseudo sequel to Marble Hornets in that way.
Yeah. God, see, fucking Slenderman is so cool.
I mean, I think you like him more than I do, but I think there's cool stuff there.
Well, that's
Not
what I mean, like,
necessarily
there's
with the
cool
original.
stuff there.
Well,
that
Will
you
also
could
like.
make a really
I'm
good
sorry to
movie out of
say, Will also likes 5 Nights at Freddy's, so his opinion isn't valid.
I really do. I like
Will
the
really
very
likes
early days.
internet
I
horror.
like the very early days of Five Nights at Freddy's because it was like it took itself seriously and it was creepy enough to where it wasn't goofy shit. But then,
Will is
as the series went on,
connoisseur
it
of
just became
internet
very goofy.
horror.
Huh?
You're a connoisseur of internet horror because you like
I don't
you know
wouldn't say
back
I'm
in
a
the early.
connoisseur of it. Like, there's so much shit that I just don't really care about. Like when it comes to internet horror, I like the stuff that I was exposed to in the early days of it. Like, okay, I've dabbled around with some of the more newer stuff, like Siren Head. But Siren Head doesn't do it for me because, like, what's the appeal of it? It's just
what is
Slenderman,
the
but
appeal
he
of
was
Siren
big
Head?
and huge. Like, it's just not appealing.
Well, I've never understood what is the deal that what is cool about
that's just it.
Siren Head other than it's
But
just
that's
got a
just it,
cool
like-
design.
But that's it. There's nothing to it. It's just Slenderman in the sense that he follows you around in the woods, or like in a woods-esque area, and
Well, how do you? I mean, it's
He's
like the
huge.
size of
And
a
he's
skyscraper.
right. But like it's just that. But he's huge. It's like, okay, but what? The thing Slenderman that I fucking love, right? Is with horror characters, is you have to invade their space before they can attack you, right? With Slenderman, he invades your space, and then you have to deal with that. You have to cope with that. Like, that's fucking scary to me. It's like you could just be on about your day.
This
and then all of a sudden he
unknowable
fucking shows up and
creature
stops
has
all-
just discovered you and is like, oh, there you go, you're a
fucking-
victim
yeah,
now.
There's no safe place. No matter, you can't hide from it.
Oh boy, you'll love
And that's
cosmic
fucking scary.
horror then.
Because like it's just a force of nature at this point. Like, what can you do about that?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like you
you
caught
should-
like a virus.
Yeah,
You should read
it's like
some
fuck. That's
Lovecraft.
fucking
You'll
scary.
love
Like,
it.
how do you deal with that? Like, okay, but with a Jason Voorhees character, you have to. Okay, you invaded my fucking like the cabin in the woods. Oh no,
you,
now
you
I
went
have
to
kill you.
you went to Crystal Lake. Fuck you.
Yeah, right. With Slenderman, it's like, okay, I'm in your fucking house now. Like, what are you gonna do about that? That's fucking scary to me.
Yeah,
You know?
that's
Like,
also kind of the appeal of like The Ring is that
Yeah.
you watch the tape and then that shit just follows you until you're dead. Like you can
Well-
get killed in a completely different country than we're... Or no, not
But
the ring.
there has to be an action
yeah,
to
the ring.
instigate. There has to be an action to instigate the horror, right? With Slenderman, you just have to you need to look at him and that's it. There's nothing to instigate that.
Yeah,
Like,
like,
just
you
a-
just,
like, oh,
look
you
at the
fucking
woods on
stole it.
accident. Oh, there it is.
No.
Oh, I'm dead.
It's not even like getting into the woods. Okay, I'm in my house. I'm like making my way to fucking, I don't know, the grocery store, and then boom, like you see him. Like that's how you know that you're being fucking stalked around, right? And then you can't do shit about that. Like there isn't an inciting incident to that. It just fucking happens.
You didn't have to go to a special planet and open a fucking alien egg to get that
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, exactly. So to me, that's fucking scary because then how do you deal with a conflict like that? Like how do you deal with a creature like that? There isn't like a secret repellent or like a fucking just hide in here for a while until he forgets about you. Like you fucking can't do shit about that. And I think that's genuinely fucking scary. So
Is there?
I
Yeah,
think
once
there's a
you
lot
have
of potential
no
in the
recourse
Slenderman
at all.
movie. I think there's a lot of potential in expanding that franchise and telling a serious fucking scary story about that. Which is why I'm so disappointed that they haven't yet, and that's why I'm still yearning for a good Slenderman movie or a Slenderman show, fucking anything. Because I think you can do that character justice. I think it's a very interesting
Horror
premise
character.
for a horror movie or for a horror show.
I was gonna say as well, speaking of internet horror, did either of you go and see I Saw the TV Glow?
I have
No.
not.
Is that good?
Jacob tells me it's awesome though,
It's pretty good.
and I trust Jacob's taste in horror because Jacob always usually agrees with me on horror stuff.
I was gonna say about it, I think it's really interesting because I wouldn't call it a pure horror movie. I would say the closest thing that I would say is that I would call it like a millennial Gen X version of like David Lynch is the way I would describe it, honestly. It takes that sort of surreal horror adjacent energy to tell a story, but I found it so interesting because it took the idea that's really popular on the internet, which is liminal spaces, right? Spaces where you don't have a lot of people and you don't have a lot of things around you. And it used that in a really interesting way to tell the story that it wanted to tell about nostalgia and alienation and everything that it talks about. And yeah, of course, there's obviously a very specific sort of trans angle to it if you want to read it that way.
All I know about this movie is the title. I've not heard anything other than people just saying that's really cool. I don't know anything
Do you want
about
me to
it.
tell you more about it, or do you want to go in blind?
Well, hold on. Is
I'm
it
gonna
gory?
just go in blind.
It's not very
Is
good.
it a gory
That matters
movie?
to him. That doesn't matter to me, but that matters.
Like
to him.
I said, it's not even like a horror movie in the traditional sense because there's not. These are minor spoilers, but there's not like a except for a couple of scenes. There's not really somebody who's hunting them down. It's not really about that.
Yeah.
It really concentrated in the characters and their relationships and their relationship to, shall we say, the TV. I would say it kind of feels like if David Lynch directed Videodrome.
Oh, that would be kind of fucking cool.
So Videodrome is a similar type of story in that it's it's about the
I want to watch Videodrome again. That movie was cool.
it's about
He's doing item management. He can't tell a story at the same time.
it's about
LP text.
it's about the media and TV and what that says about our relationship to ourselves and that kind of thing. But I would say even Videodrome has a much more explicit horror aspect to it. And the thing that's really interesting about I Saw the TV Glow and why I call it a David Lynch thing is that it's very text invites a non-literal reading for it. I don't think there is a literal way that you can just watch the movie and say this is just what's happening. You have to read it by its very text as a metaphor. Where's the metaphor on its sleeve? But like I was thinking about that, like the liminal spaces, because the entire movie takes place like in a liminal space. Like I don't think there's only like one scene in the whole movie where there's more than 2 people on screen.
Wow.
Right. And like every other scene in the movie, almost all the characters are like just like alone in the frame, and like they do the whole liminal spaces thing where it's like harsh, bright lights and like isolation, and it feels like everybody shouldn't be there almost, and the world doesn't feel real in a lot of ways, and there's a thematic reason for that as well.
Yeah.
With the story that they're telling.
That's cool.
Yeah, I really did. Yeah, I found it quite interesting and okay, I wouldn't say enjoyable because it's very dark, and the ending is like incredibly depressing.
Yeah.
But this will also not be a spoiler for you, Xavier, because you haven't seen this movie. But I think it would make a really interesting double feature with The Matrix 4.
Wow, that's a crazy pick.
Yeah.
That gives me some sense of what might be going on in the movie.
I wasn't a fan of The Matrix 4.
That's because
I haven't seen any Matrix past the first one.
4 is good.
You're not missing out on like it.
Matrix 4
I think 1 and 2 are good. 3 and 4 suck ass.
1 is good. It's also the simplest of the movies. 2 and 3 are thematically interesting, but they're kind of a little bit up their own ass. 4
I think 2 does it
probably my favorite. Easily my favorite.
Fucking Neil Patrick Harris is that.
Yeah,
Is in that.
he is.
Yeah, Spider-Man is the villain of that fucking movie.
That's a spoiler.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't hear what he said. What?
Oh, okay, good. Don't worry.
I was reading something.
I said Spider-Man's in that movie.
But yeah. So you will know.
I mean, look at my house.
But since you've seen Matrix 4, you'll know a little bit more of what I'm saying with
Ow,
you'll
my neck.
get a little bit more of an idea of what I Saw the TV Glow is about. And you know what, love? I kind of great about it. You know, of all random people who produced that movie, Emma Stone.
What was he doing in here?
What?
Oh.
Was a producer on Matrix 4?
No.
No.
I Saw the TV Glow.
TV Glow, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm kind of impressed with Emma Stone these days because she's working with weird Greek, Italian people, like weird Europeans. She's producing weird indie movies with trans allegories. I love it.
Apparently she wants to like be called by her actual full name now. Instead of Emma, it's Emily.
Tyrell.
Well, it's her
Emily
it's her
Stone.
stage name, so I don't know her, so I'm calling her by her stage name, not by her actual
Well, yeah,
name.
no, but that's what I'm saying. Is she doesn't want to like
You'll call
use
up
a
the
stage
strike
name
if-
anymore. I'm not saying like, oh, stop
like-
calling me
As
Emma.
if.
I'm just saying like
You
that's
remember
the
the
last thing I
vaccine
heard. She said.
Yeah, but like
about,
as a
like,
person,
Emma.
personally, that's what
Yeah.
she
How
is.
long
guess
do we
so.
have?
I guess so.
Hours,
Okay.
maybe.
I think you should respect
not
what people
waste
want to be
more
called
seconds.
personally.
Well, yeah, no, I was just like just saying.
Yeah. No. I'm like saying I get it. Fuck you! Hey! Fuck you!
Who?
Oh, fuck you, dude.
Shit, for real?
Takes 2 to tango.
Yeah, dude.
Oh goddamn! Fucking whoa! For real?
For real?
For real, man? Oh shit!
Oh, God.
Somebody's gonna get lucky tonight.
You guys see the new Wolverine hot toy where he is missing the sleeves but has the mask on and the shoulder pads?
No,
so it
I
actually
know.
looks perfect.
Yeah. I really want him in the movie, at least one action scene where it's just that. Like, just give me that, at least that. Just fucking
We'll find the
sleeveless
vaccine
shoulder
up
pad
ahead.
combo.
How much you want to bet this guy's gonna try and destroy the vaccine?
How much do
Okay.
you want to bet that,
Yeah. You know what? I will
mom-
bet you $100 that he won't.
And I will bet you $5 that he will.
And do what? I
Okay.
got your back.
All right.
Not real
Let's
money,
get this
just
done.
fake person money.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see how the game plays out from here. I always thought this guy looked like Hannibal Buress.
He really does. Hannibal's hands.
Hannibal?
Hannibal the Cannibal Buress.
Tyrell!
Oh my god.
There's
he's down
Xenomorph
there.
Nemesis. How did he get down here?
We're almost there.
He just did
You
it.
think he would? I think he could. I think he could survive that. I think he could make that. I think he's gonna be okay.
Me when I'm modern Star Wars and lightsaber.
Survive it. Okay, in all fairness, a lightsaber is probably the best thing you could possibly get stabbed with of any fictional weapon, because it instantaneously cauterizes whatever wound it creates.
Yeah, but that means that you can't get to whatever the fuck it cuts. So it's like, not only is it cauterized,
but you
now
never
your organs
bleed.
are fucked up.
Except for that one scene where it does make you bleed because fucking George Lucas he hadn't decided the specifics of how it worked yet, so it was
What
a little
scene is that?
unclear.
What scene is that?
In episode 4, when Obi-Wan cuts the guy's arm off at the bar, there's
remember that.
blood on the floor because he hadn't figured out the rules of the lightsaber yet. So in that scene, there's blood, but later there's none.
Okay, so I have a very important question for you. Do I need the grenade launcher now?
Nah, not yet.
Not yet. Also, the Diego has a point. There goes any chance of getting that limb replanted, though. So yeah, not the best thing to be cut by.
Tell that to Luke. Or
Yeah,
Darth
it's not
Vader.
replanted. He got a fucking cybernetic arm. Cybernetic.
Cybernetic gorilla?
Cygor. That stands for cybernetic.
They really do.
Gorilla.
They don't reattach limbs in Star Wars. They just build you a robot one.
Let's build you a robot one. But I hate that because I like my flesh limbs. I don't want a robot one.
What if you got a cool robot dick and you could feel it like a normal dick, but also it was like it could like vibrate and it had
But
like
then all I'll be
modes?
feeling is the cold stiffness of the metal, and I don't like that.
No, you could feel it like it was a normal dick. Like, because they attached it to your brain the right way?
I'll have to consider that real quick.
Like,
Given me something to think about.
experientially, it's the same as a normal dick.
You've given me something to think about.
Do Transformers have dicks? There's conflicting
There is
reports on
one.
this.
There is one who has.
There's definitely... They have testicles!
I'm directly below.
I know Transformers
The
have
enemy
scrotum.
The enemy scrotum.
There is a Transformer with a scrotum.
Just
in
one, though.
Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. Devastator has balls.
If apparently that script for the movie, that was like the first draft of the script.
Well, yeah, because the writer's strike happened
Yeah,
at
the
that
writer's
time.
But it's like you didn't even like make a second draft or anything. You just that was the first.
Oh
draft. That's
man, we're about to see a whole wave of movies like that again, where, because of the production cycle, there was a writer's strike last year, so we're gonna see a lot of movies that were filmed or written around when that happened. They haven't
Actually,
started coming out yet.
Actually, may I actually you?
Sure.
I don't
Deadpool
believe
3
that's
is
going
one
to
of them.
happen. Mostly because the actors' strike happened around the same time as the writers' strike. So there was only a very brief
you're
window
right.
of like a couple of months wherein they were shooting with no writers.
The fact that they also, in many in case it had no actors, may have sabotaged the ability to just film it all.
Yeah.
Aww.
So there wasn't a lot of time where that could have happened.
Alright, gotta figure this out.
Yeah, right.
But, well, yeah, but... What am I doing here? What am I doing here?
Your mama. You're doing your mama.
What have we here?
Override key removed.
Oh look, I have an override key now. What can it override?
These nuts.
Override your mama.
What about her?
It can override these nuts.
Which
got
nuts
our
are these
number.
nuts?
I like how that strike was completely for nothing because the whole point was to not use AI for writing and acting and things, and then they just did that anyway.
First of all, it wasn't just about that. It was also about getting better pay, which they did get. And,
Okay.
The other thing is, the writers got them to blink.
By the way,
and got
this
them to
game
say,
takes place in 1998 and flash drives weren't invented yet.
And they got them to so there's no chat GPT unless the writer chooses to use it in writing. But the actors were the ones who sort of compromised and didn't get full protection. So there was a actors guild. The writers did a good job. The writers
So there's gonna not be any AI scripts for movies, as far as we know.
Yes.
Okay.
They might
but
be
acting.
actors for movies though.
It's still not good because that means
Oh, good.
I
don't know why they
I
compromise.
have
don't know why
friends
they
who
do
are
that.
in the Screen Actors Guild and they might lose work because of that.
I don't know why they compromised. That's the stupid thing for them to do.
Man,
Stand your ground. They
Fran
would
Drescher,
have
not
like
me.
given in. Huh?
Talk to Fran Drescher about that, not me.
yeah, she's the head of the Screen Actors Guild.
Oh wow, you're telling me a
She used to be a
woman
sitcom TV star.
An antigen sample.
I'm not a big fan of her, mostly because she was against vaccine mandates on productions. And I think that's just stupid.
Oh.
Yeah, but the coronavirus was a scam by Big Pharma.
It was actually
It's a
something
big
the
government
Democrats
psyop.
invented to make Trump look bad.
Okay, so I have one very
You notice the
specific-
timing of it? Isn't that suspicious?
So speaking of vaccines, I have one very specific complaint about this game, which is when
That vaccines can be made in like 10 minutes?
No. When Carlos went and got the vaccine for this character, right? For Jill.
Jill.
That makes no sense. Makes zero negative sense to me.
Okay, but explain.
Why?
Because, do you know what a vaccine is? What does a vaccine do?
It inoculates
you
you
know
from
what,
a thing
I'm-
you do not
I'm
have
picking
yet.
up-
Yes! That's
I'm
it!
picking up what
That
you're
is
putting
it! And a vaccine...
No, it's actually a cure
A vaccine
for a
teaches
virus
your
that is
immune
already
system-
gestated in you.
Yeah, like literally, I know this because we got COVID recently in this house, and you are not supposed to get the COVID vaccine right after having had COVID because you already have your antibodies in your system, and the vaccine's not really gonna do much. So you have to wait like a couple of months after you get COVID to get the vaccine. So if she's already infected with the T-virus vaccine is not gonna do shit.
Your mom's not gonna
Yeah?
do shit.
I mean, I get it, movie logic, whatever, I don't care. I'm fine with it as a story beat, but the actually part of my brain is very annoying. The part of
No, it's a valid point, bro. You make a good point, little man.
Stop calling me little man, you little man.
Have I ever called you little man before?
No, you're only like an inch and like 1 or 2 inches taller than me.
Half an inch taller than you. It's it's like impossible to notice. We're almost exactly the same height.
Yeah, it's only if we're like standing right next to each other can you tell the difference.
Yeah, I can vouch.
You're one of very few friends that I have that I am taller than, though.
I cannot say the same.
What powers it?
Oh yeah, no, you tower over me. William is, by the way, for everyone in the chat who doesn't know, William is like 11 feet tall.
11 feet and
You know,
2
6
centimeters.
foot, so I'll take that.
He's like 11 feet tall. He has a size 38 shoe.
Why is the
Hold
button
on.
not pressing? Why is the button not buttoning?
Pretty sure it's...
What's going
I'm
on?
gonna
What?
say size fucking 25, but that's not even accurate. Size
Is the game
15?
bugging?
Yeah.
No, like American shoe size.
Like for a second
if
there,
anybody wants to get me
the
shoes on my
button,
birthday,
the,
it's I'm wearing size 15s. Size 15 shoes.
I like that scene in the 2005 Fantastic Four where Ben Grimm is like showing off these sweet ass new shoes that he got, and he's talking about how they're like a size 28.
That shit is impossible to get, and I know that for a fact because to get size 15s is fucking.
Well, no, because they're the Fantastic Four, so they got corporate sponsors, so they made him shoes.
Well, bully for him.
Yeah, you don't get that though. You're not a cool superhero celebrity.
I'm not a fucking celebrity, so I don't get.
you don't even have a face.
You're not a rich YouTuber who has
I am
YouTuber money.
Slenderman. I don't have a face. I'm a tall man with no.
You're not middle class like the rest of us because you're a YouTuber, and that means that you must be a millionaire.
We were talking about this earlier, but stop shaming people for living comfortably. That is the biggest tell of insecurity. It is not a good look. I'm all for like fucking shitting on people that have gotten rich due to exploitation. That's not that. That's just you being a bitter, petty cunt.
Okay, that's your thing. My thing is, don't accuse someone of being rich when you don't know them and you don't know that they have fucking $100 in their bank account and had to eat Totino's pizza for dinner that day.
No,
don't go up to that person and go, "You must be rich. You don't know what it's like to struggle." Because you don't know what you're talking about, and go fuck yourself.
Oh, I
That's
love
100%
that. That's
wrong, but here's
so
the thing.
cool.
Here's my thing about
Look
that.
at the little note here. It's saying
Wow,
Umbrella
when
was
you asked
developed
me
at the
to go
European
to
branch
what
of
an asshole.
Nemesis was developed by Umbrella Europe. I love that.
I'm on a boss fight. Sorry.
Oh, that's
What
so
did you
funny. I'm reading one of the notes here, and it's saying that Nemesis was developed by the European branch of Umbrella.
Oh yeah, well that was them kind of trying to subtly lead into Resident Evil 4.
So it's called.
I think it's fine if they don't. I just think it's kind of it adds a little bit more like world building to it to be.
Yeah,
like,
that was not in the original version of this game. That's them trying to, because they have the hindsight now that there's other branches of Umbrella that they could kind of like hint at that and build and like retroactively do foreshadowing.
Well, I'm fine if it's not foreshadowing. I just think it's just kind of fun world building to show like
oh yeah,
that there's it's so big.
My
it's a
favorite
big corporation,
thing is that
it's multinational after all.
my favorite Umbrella facility is that they bought a prison island and then kept all the prisoners and then just started using them as test subjects, and there's just like a prison island with a lab on it where they just are funneling guys who are from like this European prison into the laboratory where they're turning them into like tyrant experiments to like see if they can make more nemesises.
Nemesis.
I want a Code Veronica remake so bad, but they won't fucking make it because that game, even though that game is super important to the story, it doesn't have a number on it, so they don't think it's important. Even though it was supposed to be Resident Evil 3. It was supposed to be Resident Evil 3, and then it got delayed, and then they made another cheaper, easier, faster game and called that Resident Evil 3. And then the actual Resident Evil 3 just gets like a subtitle, and now no one knows that you should play that one too.
It's fucking funny because Resident Evil 3, this one is supposed wasn't that supposed to be a like an expansion pack to Resident Evil 2?
Yeah, it was just gonna be called Resident Evil Nemesis.
Nemesis, yep.
And then they're like, okay, we can call this Resident Evil 3 instead, even though it's like not nearly as big as Resident Evil 2 by a long shot. It's like a quarter of the content because it's only got one scenario instead of 4.
Well, they suddenly lived up to that with this one.
And then this game, they took a game that was already really short
it's
and kind of just
like a game that was a quarter of the size that it was supposed to be an expansion pack.
And now this one's even less than that. The fact that they took a game that was already really small and really short and like kind of sparse for content and said, okay, let's cut a bunch of stuff. Oh my god. It's so fucking brutal. I will always be sad that this game, you could tell it could have been awesome because it followed, like Resident Evil 2 Remake was great. It was fucking super cool. It was like everything you'd want it to be. They did a great job. Even the stuff that I think they could have done better, it's like, it doesn't matter. The stuff that they did well enough on its own kind of makes up for it. And then this game is like, I could see it could have been, like, stellar awesome if they had just made a few tweaks. I wish that Nemesis chased you forever instead of only at specific intervals. That I mean, I know everyone's mad about the fucking the bell tower or whatever. I know that that's a big deal for some people. Is that they took out a level.
Do I still not need the?
I think you need it now.
Okay. I'll switch out the shotgun for it now.
Nope.
Switch out the handgun
take them both.
for it?
Nope, take them both.
Take them both.
Don't worry, you'll fucking you'll run out of space eventually. How come the chat went completely silent?
How come the chat went completely silent?
How come the chat went completely silent?
The chat died. Everyone in the chat got like... Chat, can you confirm that you died?
Can you confirm that you died?
Wait a second.
Wait a second.
What's going on here?
What's going on here?
For some reason, William finally doesn't sound like a moron.
For some reason, Xavier sounds like a fucking moron.
Suddenly, William is saying a bunch of really cool stuff.
For some reason, Xavier sounds like he's got a dick in his mouth.
The real Pub 6 says, yeah, we all died. Nerdy Spency says, I'm still alive.
The real Pup 6 says, yeah, we all died. Nerdy Spencer says, I'm still alive.
No, they're just listening to your thrilling commentary. They're being good audience members.
I'm glad that they added back the Spider-Verse costume for Peter B. Parker into Spider-Man 2. I think
glad
that
they
it was
added
weird.
that into the Spider-Verse costume.
Anyway, I felt like the game was missing that. It was weird to not have that.
Isn't that
and
cool
now you
that
can...
the DLC shit you have to get excited about is just stuff that you would have gotten in the previous game?
Yeah! Thank
Isn't
you for giving me
crazy
the thing
that we
you
don't get any new content, and the new content we get is just shitty crossovers.
Oh, have you seen
the shitty suits?
Have you seen those costumes? They look so
They're
bad.
fucking terrible. Oh my god. This is okay. I don't understand why they do this because it's like getting fucking like John the local carpenter to go into the studio and like produce music. Like, why the fuck are you like crossing over disciplines? These motherfuckers are like YouTubers, influencers. They make
so hard it hurt my
They're like
chest.
a different discipline. That's fine. You wouldn't get me to fucking do a carpenter's job and call it a crossover because it's gonna turn out like shit. So why the fuck are you getting people that aren't artists to like design shit?
I thought they got like fashion artists or something, and that's why they look kind of like crazy and abstract.
They got YouTube influencers.
Oh, this is TikTok influencers?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. That's great. Let's get a guy who's not known for drawing and has nothing to do with drawing, and have him draw design.
Like, it's like getting me to write a fucking YouTube video. Like, I'm an animator. I don't fucking write this shit. I don't do this shit.
That's Xavier's job. That's like getting me to animate a 3D cartoon.
It's like getting a fucking a billionaire to run for power. Wait a minute.
No, hold on. Shush. He can
It's
hear
like getting
you.
a guy who shot himself at a McDonald's to be prime minister. Oh wait.
Yeah. I think it was the same guy that like ran away when we had the bushfires, and then when he came back to like have yeah, and then when he came back to like see the damage and like talk to the locals, everybody just started flipping them off. Like he tried to shake their hand. He tried to shake their hand and they refused, and like he would just force himself onto them anyway.
Ew. God.
They're like, he's like, shake my hand, just shake my hand, just come on, shake my hand. Like, nah, fuck off, cunt. They're like, oh, come on, shake my hand.
You know what
I love the concept
the same energy
of. Yeah, it was that
as,
guy who ran away when we were on
Yeah.
fire.
He
has the
said he
same
ran
energy
away
as
for
Jeb
like a
Jeb
business.
Bush going, please
Bro went
applaud.
for a holiday. He went to like a
Please.
holiday in Hawaii while the
Please
country
applaud.
was burning down. And before he did that, I cut the funds to like the firefighters in Australia. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if that's the same guy who got like egged during like a press conference. That might have been someone
Dude, he
else,
got
but
off easy if it was just eggs. What a fucking asshole!
There was a prime minister or like a politician who was like talking in like a press conference, and then some kid came up to him from behind and then just like smacked him with an egg and cracked it on his head.
Also, no joke, there was also a prime minister do you know how he died? Australian prime minister?
How'd he die?
He just washed away to sea and was never found.
That's the official story. He actually just was tired of his job.
His wife divorced him.
That would be very funny if it were true.
He took the kids and like all of his fucking money.
I wish Elon Musk would just like walk into the ocean.
Oh, okay, that's a terrible thing to say, even if he's a piece of shit.
I don't take it back. I'm not gonna take it back.
I'm not telling you to take it back, I'm just saying it's a terrible thing to say.
Well, I mean, have you seen that guy's barrel chest? He'd float.
Bro has a built-in inflation device.
See, that's why the
How
Australian
are you guys in the
died.
chat feeling about having your likes taken away on Twitter? It's just so you
They're
could
not
like
taken away,
weird
they're
porn
just
and Nazi
unpopular.
shit. That's the only reason he did that, is so that you could like weird porn and Nazi shit without getting yelled at by people.
Speaking of weird porn and Nazi
You know,
shit,
I
dude,
take,
I follow Educate on Twitter to
you
keep
know, I
tabs on the
take
motherfucker.
a little
The
bit
other day
of
he was having a
solace.
mental breakdown just like spewing the fucking N-word. Like, hard
Who?
R and shit. Andrew Tate?
Andrew Tate? Oh,
Yeah. I have him followed just to keep tabs on like the shenanigans that he's spewing, because I think okay, he does this thing where like he fucking trauma dumps on Twitter, and I think it's the funniest shit. So like I started following him when I saw like a whole thread of him like trauma dumping and then like disguising that as like a life lesson. And then the other day, I just saw him having a full mental breakdown where he's like spewing the N-word hard R, fucking
God.
saying the F slur. To the point where like his
Oh,
brother
God.
fucking blocked him on Twitter.
What?
Yeah!
Wow.
It's the funniest shit! It's like the bro was losing it. Apparently he like took screenshots of his phone where like his mom texted him, she's like, stop saying
what
the
do I do
N-word and
with
the F
this?
slur.
What do I do with
It's not
this?
gonna like better your chances considering that you're under like investigation. His mom sent him that text.
His mom had to tell him to calm down?
Yeah! His mom had to tell him to chill.
It's so fucking humiliating if you're a famous person. You remember when Elon Musk had to tell J.K. Rowling to calm down and stop posting about how much she hates trans people because it was all she posted about? And he said,
No,
I like
yeah, I like
your
your content, but can you maybe post about something else?
God, when Elon Musk is the one to say that shit.
Yeah, when that guy has to be the fucking voice of reason. How crazy are you? It's just, how many yachts does she own? How many billions of dollars? But she just spends all of her day just yelling at people and arguing with people on Twitter. Like, you could buy a small country.
You do not have anything better to do with your life. Like, you gotta just... There comes a point Well, you gotta just sit back and realize these
Can you write
motherfuckers
another
have
book,
nothing better to
maybe?
do with their time.
She is writing books. She's just writing transphobic books.
Oh, she can't write like another like a story people like.
So what am I trying to do here? What am I trying? I'm trying to get all these three
You're
in the
trying to balance. You're trying to create a healthy work-life balance.
Yeah, how do you do that, David?
Or do what?
How do you create a healthy work-life balance?
What are the levels that I'm trying to go for here? What do I do? What's the goal of this minigame?
You have to get them to the 50% mark. Like, they all have to be sitting in the green.
Okay. I don't know what I did, but I got it. I pressed buttons.
I don't know where.
He brute forced it, but he got it.
I don't know who you are.
He's a little confused, but he's got the spirit.
I love the purple color of the vaccine.
Yay!
Purple
Looks
man.
like a glow stick.
Chili cheese fries! Yay! My wife is cool. She brought me chili cheese fries.
I the chili fries.
Oh look, it's Venom.
Oh, thank you, man. He does kind of look like Venom a little bit.
Venom, tongue fucking Peter Parker, and Spider-Man 2. I have not played the game.
What?
It's a Spider-Man 2 joke. He doesn't do any of that shit. He's just he just shits himself all game.
I'm gonna take over
He's
the world.
He's worse than Venom and Web of Shadows. I'm dying on that hill.
And that's sad because Web of Shadows Venom
Oh, look,
sucks
we have
until like the
Askam.
last like
Look, we
2
have
minutes of the
Askam.
game.
Web of Shadows Venom wasn't in the game.
We have webcam. We have Askam. I love it.
Hell yeah.
I'm very disappointed. We get to see Jill's ass, but we don't get to see Carlos's.
There's a good Carlos nude mod that has like physics applied to his floppy dick.
To the dick, yeah.
You see, that's not, I'm not
It's really
interested
good.
in that.
When you do like combat
You should
rolls,
stream
that,
that on
like,
X videos, David.
that's our next hustle is streaming nude combat, nude Resident Evil mods.
David should become a cam girl, but instead of like fucking like getting nude for like
Himself?
money, he should just play like Resident Evil nude mods.
I'm sure
I feel like
there's
someone's
an
already
audience
come
for
up with that hustle.
Huh?
I think someone's already doing that.
That would be fucking hilarious if somebody is. I think it's a really funny bit.
Okay, so how much more is left in the game?
You are literally at the tail end of it. Like you're in the home
Is it
stretch.
worth it to just try?
You can get it done right now.
To finish this
If
game
you've got,
tonight?
you could probably finish it in the next 15 minutes,
Okay.
assuming you don't completely hose up this fucking boss fight.
Mm-hmm. So, given that the boss fight is coming, do I still keep all the guns?
Yeah. In fact, that's why I told you to get them in the first place.
Okay. That's why they're giving me all the extra ammo here.
Yeah. This is called a boss fountain.
This is called Yo Mama.
This is called Your Daddy.
I watched the 70s. I watched the 70s Captain America TV pilot. That's like it's like 90 minutes long.
Yeah.
So how does
And then what
here's a question for you. How does the 70s
Oh, yeah.
Captain America TV show pilot compare to the 90s Italian Captain America movie?
I haven't seen that.
Wasn't that also kind of like a TV pilot?
Are you talking about the 1990 Captain America movie?
Yeah.
God's name is this place?
Was that
Oh yeah,
meant
I
for
haven't seen that.
theatrical?
Well, it was intended for theatrical release, but then apparently a lot of stuff fell through, so it had a very limited theatrical release, and the majority of it, that movie's, the 90s one, it was mostly released as a TV movie. It was not intended to be a TV show pilot, though. It was supposed to just be a standalone movie all along.
But it wasn't one of those like TV movies that's intended as like a backdoor pilot.
Yeah, the 70s movie was, however, and they made 2 of those. So there's 3 hours of 70s Captain America to watch, if you're curious about that. First thing is first is that they completely fucked up his origin by not having it related to World War II at all.
It's actually the Vietnam War.
Nope. He's not in a war.
The city needs that vaccine.
That's pretty funny, actually.
I don't think the wisdom I've been trying to impart on you is getting through. Now I know.
So what's the best
I think
of
Nikolai's
the failed TV pilots?
He's a cool villain.
But I'm in this business.
I really like the vibe of the 90s JLA.
You go down there, battle the nemesis.
I don't think it was necessarily...
Sell the combat down.
Yeah, the Jerking League. I don't think it necessarily fit for that team, but I like the concept of that pilot because it did something very unique.
Yeah? What's that?
It's basically like a buddy sitcom with superheroes. They're just pals, they're friends. And they all just hang out. And they like live in an apartment together. And they're just like... It's like a whole squad of Peter Parkers because they're all having... Guy. Green Lantern, his girlfriend is like breaking up with him because he keeps leaving all the time to go do superhero stuff and she doesn't know he's a superhero, so she's pissed. Or, there's a girl on the team named Fire, and she is an actress, and she's struggling to get work, other than just, like, shitty toothpaste commercials. And she's, like, trying really hard to get into the dating game, but, just can't meet nice guys. And the Flash gets, like, evicted from his apartment because he can't hold down a decent job. And, like, everyone on the team is just, like, a normal guy. And they all are just having normal problems, and their only respite from this is not superheroing, because superheroing in that show is portrayed as tedious and kind of like unglamorous. The only time that they actually seem to be happy is when they're hanging out together, just being buddies, because they just like watch TV and play video games and just chat and like make jokes at each other, and they're just like all good friends. And so, the vibe is like, it's supposed to be like the show Friends, but if they were all superheroes on the side.
That's cool.
And I think the concept of that is great. I think they used the wrong characters for it, because the Justice League should be a little bit more like prestige, like, I mean, the Justice League operate out of a fucking space station, not in a park. And I would not use characters like Barry Allen or the Atom or Guy Gardner Green Lantern. I would probably use more street level heroes for this. No, like one of the Blue Beetles, you know, Booster Gold,
Superman.
You know what I mean. Green Arrow, maybe. I mean, he's rich, but still, he could like hang out.
I would still call him a street level character.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I would use more down-to-earth characters.
Street level as well.
Yeah, but he's not like hang out and play video games guy.
Oh, that's true, actually. I would take that into consideration.
Because I'm thinking like...
What, the Marvel one, or like the MCU one? Because I don't think they know.
The Blade TV series?
Is there a TV series?
Yeah, there was
the only Blade project I know of is the MCU one. That's like...
After the third movie, they had a short-lived TV show.
Oh, did they?
It didn't have Wesley Snipes because he was too hard to work with.
Oh,
but it was...
The
series was written by David S. Goyer, who did all 3 of the movie scripts, so it was supposed to be a follow-up to the movies.
imagine
I
it would
love the
also be too
little,
expensive for a TV budget.
Yeah.
Well, I was
Yeah, he
gonna
was
say
too
I
famous.
love the little like the little funky like fact about. Well, I think it was like in Blade 3 where he just refused to open his eyes for like one of the shots, and they had to like CGI onto him.
Yeah, that shit was fucked up.
Fucking
And it looks really bad when you see it.
Yeah.
They ended up not even using that scene. They did something else instead.
I'm pretty sure it's in the movie, isn't it?
No, it's in a deleted scene with the eyes.
It's even funny. What the fuck?
The scene that they ended up using.
Getting deleted.
Well, because they couldn't get that, they needed to use that footage somehow. Because the whole idea is we have to pull some kind of reason that we could give this fake out that Blade possibly died but then survived. And so they decided instead that out of respect for him, Dracula is like, you've bested me, and I know that you're a fugitive, so instead I will shapeshift into you as I die, so that they take my body away thinking I'm you, and that gives you a chance to get a head start and start a new life. And so they have the footage of Wesley Snipes laying on the table, and then he morphs back into Dracula.
I'm moving different. This shit ain't nothing to me. I'm a dog. I'm biting the fart bubbles in the bath. We smoking.
He's just built
Symbiote.
different.
We smoking. Fuck, I'm not in the mood to recite the whole thing. We smoking Shabuba.
You can do it, David. Blow him up. Beat his ass. Punish him for not having enough boss fights because they actually cut one of them.
Jill, is that you?
Carlos?
He did, didn't they? There was like another transformation that you would have had to fight.
Yeah, there's a whole middle form that they skipped over. Use the pistol for this one.
Pistol whipping.
He's hiding behind tank 4.
Okay, tank 4, shoot the red dot.
I'm gonna shoot your red dot later.
Do it, bitch! I fucking.
That sounds.
I want you to do that. Do that.
Oh my god. Can he really do that? That doesn't seem
that
legal.
just happened.
That just happened.
Awkward! I really caught Ultimate Spider-Man doing the whole trifecta of shitty jokes.
It's a trifecta.
I really got, he's right behind me, isn't he? Well, that just happened, and awkward. I found all three of them.
You want to fucking?
And then
meddle
people
with all
will
of that?
defend the show by saying, it's for kids, that's why it sucks! Because
okay
kids
to
are
suck if
stupid.
It's a kids show, right?
It's okay for it to be garbage.
Skibbity Toilet is also for kids. Are you okay with that?
Thought that was just like a D-mod joke.
He's hiding behind tank
It
4.
is,
like,
but like, who do you
Left
think
its
it's made?
target audience. I don't know.
Like fucking shitty, like brain rot for kids.
You should heal up, Dable.
No.
Oh, okay, you're good actually. Oh, well, that you wasted that.
There's some extra ones I can grab, so I'm good.
That looks so horrible, and the noises it makes are so bad. It really seemed like he just bit your boobs off.
Yeah, me.
Oh my
Do
god.
you wish somebody would bite your boobs off?
Yummy, of course.
Well, there was this one time at Walmart.
What happened to my buddy Josh? Bit biter, bit biter. Stole your joke.
I got this.
That's okay, it's funny.
Not what I intended to hit. But I'll take it.
So yeah, when I stole your joke, I clarified that it was your joke. So it's not really theft.
Alright, that is how fair use
Stop
works.
it.
That's how fair use works.
Stop it.
And you can't sue me.
I'm gonna sue you anyway.
You gotta fuck up your entire life again.
No! Stop it! Leave me alone! Leave me alone!
Leave me alone! Hey, Kira!
Ah!
Oh.
Yo, I'm dead. No, I'm not.
Oh, go up to his face! Oh, I thought that was a prompt to finish him off.
You want stars? Oh,
This is items.
Items.
Number 4. Surprise, asshole.
That should have done some damage.
That's a
Oh no! Just keep pumping fucking rockets into him. Oh, heal! You still got to heal. Nice. Yeah!
Here comes a crane. Use it to climb up.
Here comes the airplane! Open your mouth!
Come on. Come on.
Jill, get back!
Nobody would know if I really funny bit.
Really funny that he could swing that crane that fast with that much precision.
That's what she said!
Holy shit, dude! Oh my god! That was so fucking funny!
At least try to sound sincere.
Okay, so does this actually kill Nemesis? Does that actually kill Nemesis?
Oh no.
I'll meet you up ahead.
So, I do think it was a kind of an interesting idea in the Resident Evil movies, the Resident Alice movies, when they said like, yeah, we built Nemesis out of like your friend from the previous movie. That was kind of cool.
Oh, that was stupid.
Kind of cool. I kind of like it.
Well, that just means
Yeah,
that
what
takes
else?
away some of the mystique of Nemesis, is that he's actually some guy named Matt.
It adds some pathos
My
to the
name is
character.
Matt Nemesis.
So do I
Hello,
need
am
the? Do I need that anymore? Do I need it?
I don't know,
Keep all the weapon stuff. In fact, get more. Get more.
Is it
Stock
worth
up.
getting the assault rifle or?
No.
I love the fucking saver music in this game.
Yeah, it's really good.
The epicness is very sick.
I like all the character designs. I think the voice cast is really good. I think
I remember
Nikolai.
liking Nemesis in the original
I
game.
think
more
you're a
than this
stupid
one.
poopy head.
I think you need to shut the fuck up.
I do like the original Nemesis design more, but I think the design in this game is really cool if you wanted to do something a little different.
Well, we wanted to stay true to the DNA of the character, but we also wanted to give it a new spin. New and interesting take. That line is gonna forever haunt me for the rest of my fucking life. I hate it.
That's amazing. You've never had someone so fucking dead to rights before that. That is the most you've ever fucking owned someone.
Who am I owning, though?
Give
Am I
me the
owning
vaccine,
Brian
you
Intaha or
creeps.
David?
You're owning the entire fucking entertainment industry making adaptations of things.
Sugar is an ongoing arrangement. Now
Fuck
drop
yeah.
the gun.
I'm honored to know that.
I do think it's funny how this form of Nemesis is just like a giant fucking horrible monstrosity. Because you melted him so bad. And so his body's like trying to regenerate in ways that don't even make sense anymore.
You ever seen anything so incredible?
So it's just like over encumbered with like biomass that doesn't actually have like a function. He's just a giant lump of meat now.
You know how
Bro,
it
think he
is.
Godzilla.
City's about to explode, and you can't put a price on life. Good luck.
Nikolai!
Cousin, let's go bowling.
Go after Nikolai!
I think Nikolai is
Vaccine.
better realized as a villain in this game than the
Running out of
original.
time. I've got this.
You think so?
I know you do.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's great in the
Just so you
remake.
know, this is the last fucking time.
I think this is a cooler final form for Nemesis than the last one in the because he didn't get this bad, but I think it's cool to take him to this fucking level of extremes. Oh, Dave will try that. Grab that. There you go. This
I
is
love
ridiculous.
How she has
but it's
she has the upper
the
body.
upper body strength. I like how this doesn't explode her. No, that's awesome. That's Resident Evil, like, silly time Resident Evil 4 kind of shit.
Damn.
Starting to get Leon levels of ridiculous, because Leon does shit like this all the time.
it's like poetry in rhymes.
See, people complained about this moment because they thought it was silly, and I'm like, well, if Leon did it, it would look really normal, because he does shit like this constantly.
Here's the thing, though, is the reimagining...
It's weirder to see
saying
Jill doing something funny.
No. That's not why. I think the actual reason as to why it looks weird or feels weird is because the reimaginings take themselves so seriously and are so grounded. And then you get something so, like, fucking just, like, over the top like that.
Yeah, it does
feels
feel a little
so
bit out of
foreign.
nowhere.
It feels so foreign, yeah. Whereas Resident Evil 4 never took itself that seriously. So, like, when Leon was doing all this crazy shit, or, like, when the crazy shit happened, you could believe that, okay, yeah, that's... Look, it's a funny quirk.
Oh, shit.
See, it's
Don't let him grab you.
silly. I mean,
Resident Evil 4 has, like, the tone of an Evil Dead movie.
Yeah?
Where it's, like, funny, it's horror, but it's, like, funny and ridiculous, and there's supposed to be some, like, oh, shit! Kind of, like, cheer-worthy moments when the character does something ridiculous. But, like, badass. Like, you know, when Leon fucking throws a knife across the entire room and then pins Salazar's hand to the wall and then makes, like, a joke at him.
That's pretty funny, actually, yeah.
I love Resident Evil 4 Leon because he's at that stage of his career he cares about nothing. He's just like, I'm gonna wear my cool aviator sunglasses and explode zombie priests, and that's my deal now.
Bro's an empty husk of a man in that game.
Yeah, there's like something
But, like,
kind
in the
of
most fun
haunting.
way. In the most quirky
Yeah,
way.
I'm so traumatized that I'm funny now.
I'm so traumatized I will joke about death. Have you seen that meme where the guy's like putting himself, or like joking about putting himself in like life-threatening scenarios? Like he would be like on the balcony, and then he'd be like, "Oh," like as he like leans over, it, like, "Oh," like wouldn't that be funny? Or like he would have like a bottle of bleach in his hand, like it's fucking closed, but like he would like put it to his mouth as if he were to drink it, like "Oh," "Oh," like fucking just like about to drink it, or like edging the idea of him drinking it. Leon is just that in Resident Evil 4.
What? He's going. Why are you doing this? Just do it. No! Stupid! Stupid! See, this is a stupid boss fight. I don't like it.
Skill issue.
You're not looking at the camera right now, so you can't see the cool thing that I just did.
What, you flipped me off?
Yeah.
Well, you didn't even hear the rest of what I was gonna say. I was gonna say I went to fight her, but she made me cookies instead. I didn't like that boss fight. See, it was
Put
an
that
endearing
cookie
joke,
down.
and then you ruined it.
Don't you dare touch my wife's cookies.
Hey, touch your wife's cookies, man. Gobble gobble.
Interesting.
Ooh.
Ooh. Interesting.
You live in a society, and yet you want to improve it. I am very smart.
Joker in the Dark Knight, you like?
Cooldown in progress. Please reactivate power sources.
Damn, it needs power.
Okay, David.
Felt that, did you?
There's little glowing pustule things that you need to shoot at.
Yes, I see them.
That's not one. They're up high.
I'm pretty sure the
I
word
see
for that
them.
is,
There's, yeah. Okay, you got that one pretty good. Don't get grabbed. Is that one? I feel like that one isn't one.
Levy?
Oh, you got it. Okay. Oh, give me a second.
Two power sources remaining.
Wait, I think that we did this already. Sorry. Yep, we did this already.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Gliding training and Rise of the Rodent.
I'm gonna put you right back on your ass.
Why is it your mother?
David, would you ever return as the Riddler if I got you a better costume?
I would be tempted.
Are you telling me the costume he was wearing wasn't good enough?
Yeah, I didn't put as much work into it as I did my Batman costume.
Yeah, he
Tell
got
me
like
you
a
think
women's
Batman
coat
costume-
and then like spray painted a question mark on the hat. No.
I couldn't find a green hat, so I had to get a black hat and spray paint it green.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
And it ended up
No,
looking
no,
more
no, no,
round than
no.
anything.
No, don't grab me.
Don't grab me.
Hit the weak points first.
I did, you idiot. I did.
Alright. Okay, it's my fault then.
Yeah, it's your fault for being stupid.
Okay.
Prepare for trouble and make it double.
Prepare for double and make it trouble.
That's right.
You know what? I'm gonna switch out the shotgun for the assault rifle here. I think that's gonna be more useful. You think the knife would be good in this situation? Could I just knife my way out of that?
I think you're
Yeah, if you just kept hacking really, really fast, like a chainsaw.
Massacre.
Opening compartment.
What was it that game with chainsaw in the name that James Gunn worked on?
Lollipop Chainsaw.
Oh, he worked on that? That's
Was that
crazy.
any
He
good?
wrote it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was funny. It was good.
Are you funny?
No.
Yeah, I think I'm funny.
Cooldown in progress.
That's funny, right,
Please
guys?
deactivate power sources.
Like funny, haha.
Damn.
Or just
what needs
weirdo?
Power.
What other kind of funnies are there?
Felt that, did you? How about some more?
Two power sources remaining. One power source remaining.
Go ahead! I'm gonna put you right back on your ass.
Oh, weak point in his chest.
I see it.
The doctor's doing surgery. Oh, there's a weak point in his chest, and it's just the heart.
There's a weak point.
Doctor, that's the heart.
I do love how the
Whatever.
chest is on, or the heart is on the outside of the chest for tyrants, and it's like, apparently that's a massive defect that like happens on accident. And Umbrella hates it and is like fucking pissed that keeps happening. They're like, this thing is the ultimate fucking murder machine. You could kill a whole army with one of these guys, but their heart is on the outside sometimes, and that's a giant problem.
You know what else is a giant problem?
Shoot him! Shoot him right in his nemesis hole!
Shoot him now! AJ, you're out of the will.
Oh no! Go get him, boss!
Fuck him up.
Come on!
You want stars? I'll show you.
Take the fucking hit!
I don't like this line compared to what the original one was.
Well, they took the original one
But put it somewhere else that you could easily miss. I know, but I hate that.
Okay, so
Give me a
she's like
second,
an
I'm gonna get
Evil Dead protagonist
Good
now,
riddance.
because they're always covered in blood by the end of those.
I like how you have to walk through his corpse just to really get. You gotta go back and then like, there's a turn off a little bit to get to the ladder. You're still walking through his guts.
I think it would be cooler if we walked through the melted hole in the wall.
I think so too.
That would be more cinematic.
It's really hot though. It's dangerous.
Yeah, well, you know who else is hot? Me.
Damn, and dangerous. I saw you kill a guy once.
Listen, what happened to Josh stays between us.
Will I get away with that vaccine? I hope Carlos managed to stop him.
So the bummer ending, the downer ending would be Carlos sides with Nikolai.
That would fucking suck. Sorry, Jill.
Sorry, Jill. I got 2 kids and a wife to feed. It's been fun, but you're just a side chick.
You're not going to stop.
Oh, did he reside the evil?
Where does the evil reside?
Oh, the fucking... The magic cure vaccine is gone.
My client ordered me to reduce Umbrella to rub.
10 minutes until missile impact.
The missile has launched. And that is my
This made me think... This cutscene is really confusing because it made me think that this game had multiple endings, but it does not. Just do what the cutscene tells you to do and don't worry about it. I tried to, like, second guess it because I thought that there was going to be more than one ending, but there's not. Because sometimes Resident Evil is weird and confusing about that, is because sometimes there's multiple endings, and sometimes there's not.
Shoot him!
This game is stupid.
I can't.
Shoot him!
You.
Do it!
Shoot him!
You have
Shoot him
to.
now!
There's no other way.
Yeah, shoot him.
Carlos.
Good work. I'm proud of you, son.
Hey, I told you I couldn't leave you in a Carlos's world. That would just be too cruel. What about him?
Why'd you do it?
There's a price tag for everything. Even letting the world burn.
Who are you working for?
I'll tell you, if you get me out of here. I'll pay you whatever you want. You're a fool. You're a fool!
You're gonna leave him for dead.
You'll never find out the truth.
I don't mind a little detective work.
No, that's another game.
Leave him for dead.
Left 4 Dead.
No, Left 4 Dead is the sequel to this, where you play from Nikolai's perspective.
I get it. I get the joke.
You alright?
Wow, maybe we were the Resident Evil all along.
Maybe I was the evil resident. It was me.
Wow, all the residents
There
of
it
this
is.
house are evil.
Everyone in this house is so evil. All these residents.
Guys, did this game predict 9/11?
No, 9/11 predicted this game.
Well, this came out before
Holy
9/11,
shit.
which begs the question. Did this game predict 9/11?
No.
Are
9/11
Capcom
predicted this
actually
game.
working with Bin Laden?
No, Capcom was working with Bush.
Finally over.
Nah, Bush isn't real. He's a
Capcom.
conspiracy theory.
Okay, so
Juggernaut did 9/11.
So, all 9/11 joking aside, I had a very strange experience like a year or two ago when I was like walking with my mom and like one of her neighbors, like taking a walk around the neighborhood, and like I learned that like this woman that has lived across from the house that I grew up with for my entire life deadass believes that 9/11 was an inside job.
The ashes of Raccoon City
Oh.
would be Umbrella's ashes.
I'm like,
Do you guys believe that? Like, what's
No.
what's like?
Once and for all.
Okay.
no, of course not.
I know the CIA ignored signs that there was some kind of attack coming because then
That
it could
I
give them a
believe.
chance to it. They knew from intelligence that something was going to happen and chose not to act on it because it gave them a chance to like have a reason to invade the Middle East.
Well, you know, it's the same thing as with. Actually, it was kind of funny when they. Oh, nice! They gave me a C. When like the attack into Israel by Hamas last October was called Israel's 9/11, and now it is Israel's 9/11 because in both cases they knew about it and chose not to do
They
it.
knew about it. Let's see how this plays out, because if everyone feels sorry enough, then if we do a bunch of bad shit, we get like
Then
justified.
we can murder hundreds of thousands of people and it's fine.
And everyone will be on our side in the movies.
Yeah, yeah. But like in terms of like, was there a conspiracy? No. Like, first of all,
No.
I believe on an epistemological level that humans are very bad at keeping secrets.
Yeah.
So we would all know if there was something about that right now, because there would, you wouldn't be reading about it on your cousin's Facebook page. There would be
I don't think the CIA is efficient enough to kill every
Smart
single
enough.
person who knew about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, exactly. Like movie logic, it works where we can have like these super evil spy agencies that do all these things, but in the real world, most people aren't that smart.
Someone's gonna talk to a reporter just a little bit too fast for them to get assassinated.
Somebody's gonna get drunk at a party and tell their friends.
Someone's gonna get fucking Jeffrey Epstein, dude.
Okay, but imagine if like there was like 3,000 or 4,000 people involved in the Epstein thing
Instead of like a couple dozen.
instead of like, yeah, like the more people you have to have for your big conspiracy, the more it's hard to keep it a conspiracy.
The shop has been unlocked. I'm not gonna buy anything from the shop.
You could buy an infinite ammo rocket launcher and just blow up Nemesis every time you see him.
That sounds really boring.
You can 9/11 Nemesis every time you see him.
Anyway, thank you all.
You
for
guys are
coming.
not acknowledging that the Juggernaut did 9/11.
Thank you all for coming.
Okay, I'll acknowledge it. Why did Juggernaut do 9/11?
I could show you the comic where he did it.
Okay,
show me.
So
Show me the comic where he did it.
let's do that after the stream. Thank you everybody for coming. We love you all. We finish Resident Evil 3. 2 weeks from today, hopefully, we will be continuing with Resident Evil 4, not the remake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The original. The funny one.
And if I like that game enough, I will consider buying the remake, but not before then.
Okay.
So see you guys on the floppity flip.
Laters.